Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special, spooky, altogether ooky. What's ooky? I don't know. Ooky sounds sexual. Can I be honest? It sounds sexual.
Ooky.
Like, ooh, you got ooky on me.
Ooky.
Oh, there's ooky all over.
Get a towel. I'm just
Get
going
a
to
towel.
stay
There's
still
ooky
until...
everywhere. I don't want to lay
in
into ooky.
Yeah.
No, this episode of Funbearable.
Oh,
this
man.
is... What's that?
Well, I said, oh, man.
I know. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I can't... So... We're
Welcome,
at a very
boys
special
and
place
ghouls.
right now. Yeah, I hate ghouls.
Yeah,
so
you do.
We're going to start doing something on this podcast that we used to do on the Chuck and Brad podcast. And I'm going to be honest. I really fought for it to come over. Ray was a little bit hesitant.
I was hesitant when I thought it was going to be other things.
Oh, yeah.
This, I'm here for it.
All right.
Literally,
so-
I'm sitting
and Brad,
in this chair.
Brad is extremely hesitant because of what he had to do for this.
I am, and I will be until we're done. That's when my hesitance ends.
But I will say this, something I'm not hesitant about.
Yes.
Is this wonderful location. You may be watching this if you're watching, and if you're listening, you should watch. If
We're
you're
in
watching
Brad's
this,
bedroom.
Yeah.
We're in Brad's third bedroom. He said, don't go in the first or the second. Just shoot in the third.
It's a real Bluebeard situation.
The doors are locked. Don't go in. But no, we're in a wonderful location. This is, I think, my dream scenario.
Yeah, me
is
too.
being in this space right now.
I know, yes.
We're at Best Video in Hamden, Connecticut.
That's right.
One of the last actual video rental stores.
I love it. I love this place so much.
There's a beautiful cafe in the corner that you can't
Yes.
see right now. And there's lovely curation of the movies.
Oh, yeah.
There's everything. When we were looking for movies for our fun little stack of horror movies.
Yeah, the fun stack.
For our decorations.
Right.
Don't you call something else a fun stack?
Yeah.
Anyway, we were looking for that, and I said, it would be great if they had Cemetery
It's more
Man.
like a fun wrinkle.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be a stack.
Yeah.
Blue Chew.
Blue Chew. Chew it and stack it. No, and we were looking for those, and I said, I wish they had Cemetery Man. That'd be cool. It's a very, it's a weird pull
Yes.
for a movie.
Yeah.
But that movie sat with me forever. I saw it too young, and Cemetery Man messed me up.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, lovely gentleman that works here, Teo, provided Cemetery Man. He's just like, here you go.
Yeah.
And he had it, and it had a whole ton of stickers on it of people that work here staff pick, and I was so happy
Yeah.
with that.
That's right.
Yeah, and so now it lives in our fun stack.
Yeah, and this is a real serendipitous situation because we wanted to do something like this, and we were like, let's find a place, and we really didn't have a lot of time, and we kind of nailed down an A+ primo location.
Yeah. Where
And
else are you going to find a video store working
Right.
and operating? Not
Yep.
just an old closed haunted video store.
Right.
And that isn't porn. 'Cause
Right.
It's just the only video stores now I think are just porn stores.
Sure, yeah.
And then also one that is homey and inviting
I
and
know.
nice. You know what I mean?
So it's another vote for God loves Funbearable, I think. What do you think?
We saw it in the announcement trailer that God was all for this.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
yeah, so
that is true.
A lot of things have gone well. And
But if you're in Connecticut, or if you're coming through Connecticut, right just outside of New Haven,
that's right.
is Hamden, Connecticut. Stop in at Best Video. If you're just traveling through, don't rent because then you can't return it. If you're coming back, you could rent.
Right. Well, it depends on how long
You
your
know?
trip is. Let's fast forward to what's going on today. We're talking about the mechanics of renting
I love
video.
the space.
I
wanted
love
to
it
talk
too.
about
I love
yeah.
it too. So what we're bringing over from the Chuck and Brad podcast is a series that we call Franchise Flashback.
Right.
And we like to do it around Halloween. And what we do is myself or maybe a couple of people, in this case, Chuck and Brad, watch an entire franchise of movies, and then we tell an unsuspecting third party, in this case, Mr. Ray Harrington, the entire story of the franchise.
And this is why I was against it originally. I didn't know you were saying Franchise Flashback.
You said it was French fries flashback?
No, I thought it was Franchise Flashback, and it was just a series of events that Fran Drescher was trying a new thing.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'd love to see her try anything.
She said she's never had brie cheese, and it's like, oh, here's brie cheese, and she go, I
forgot my brie in Rhode Island. Oh, we're gonna talk about. All right.
No!
Anyway,
what a horrible thing to befall you. I forgot my brie in Rhode Island.
It's worse than anything that happens in these Halloween films. I'll tell you.
I
that.
hope you get mugged.
I hope that's the title of my self-titled album. So
I
wait,
forgot my brie in Rhode Island and other stories of how awesome I am by Chuck Staten.
so today, because Halloween Ends is coming out around October 13th or 14th, we said, Brad, Chuck, I guess that's what we said to ourselves.
Yes. We said it to each other simultaneously.
Yeah. Let's watch all of the 12 previous Halloween movies to get caught up, to know what Michael Myers is thinking about and going through, and to tell Ray so he's ready for Halloween Ends, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
Ray wants to
I gotta
know.
get prepared.
We're all TJ Miller today.
I gotta get prepared. So I haven't. Just to let everybody know where I am on the Halloween franchise.
Just looked at our board.
Yeah, I will get to that. I think I have only seen it fully Halloween 3.
Right.
Is that Season of the Witch?
That's Season of the
it is
Witch,
Season of
That's
the
right. There's no
It's-
witches in it, but that's what it's called.
There's no Michael Myers in it.
That's right.
And
he actually is in it.
Oh, okay.
Do you know
sorry.
that he is in it?
Sorry. No.
So that's why you're here, because you're a fucking idiot when it comes to this stuff. Let's put it out there.
I don't know that I'd phrase
He's
it
a
as
moron.
Thanks for having me.
He's a Michael Myers moron, and we're gonna fill him in.
He's
and by
3M.
the end of this, you're gonna be a Michael Myers medium.
Master.
Master makes more sense.
From moron to master, and that could be the name of your next album.
That's the name of my autobiography.
By the way, speaking
From
of morons,
moron to master.
so I have a very special thing today. Ray doesn't know about it. And I asked you if you would yes and my idea.
Yeah.
Brad knows about it. He already said yes, and then he said exclamation point and exclamation point. So that and then 2 thumbs up.
Right.
Yeah.
That was
So,
what I added to the
You
situation.
were licking your lips. Blah, 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 yeah.
Because we got the great set, so we're going above and beyond. We got
Yeah.
some Halloween decorations. We got this to keep track of of Michael Myers kills.
Yeah. Hold on. You're keeping track of kills, deaths. I'm assuming that's like who he kills.
Yes.
When he dies.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And then nutsack with no K. Nutsack. Nutsace.
No, nutsack.
It's from the Nutsace region.
Yeah.
Did you know it's not champagne
Otherwise,
if it's
it's
not
just
from
a
the Nutsace?
sparkling scrotum.
Yeah, it's a sparkling scrotum. Nutsack shocks. Oh, new sack shocks.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this car is basically totaled. You need new sack shocks, everything.
Anyway, keep going.
It's all falling apart.
Come on.
Why is this here?
Is this a metaphor
And then it's
for the
0.
podcast?
It says 0 nutsack shocks. But here's
Because
my
that's what we
question.
haven't started yet. There's 0 kills too.
I know, but I'm confused because it says kills is what he does, deaths are what happens to him. Is nutsack shots like is he doing them
Just-
or is he receiving
We'll
them?
find out. We'll find out.
This is why you're a Michael Myers moron. Because you
I
gotta.
prefer it in the dark at this point. But what I was saying before, where I am in the level, I've only seen 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, 1, the original Halloween, I have seen many parts of it at many different times,
Right.
and it's also just so much in the
Zeitgeist.
Yeah, it's in the zeitgeist of everything, right? Especially in film world,
For sure.
And so I know the whole thing there.
Yes.
And that's it. All the other Halloweens I checked out, and so far no regrets.
No. This is quite a journey.
Let me ask Brad. So far, no regrets.
Did you have quite a journey?
You know what? Both of those things are accurate.
All
I
right.
had quite a journey.
So here's
but if I had
the-
missed all of them,
Here's the stuff that I really wanted to bring to the table. We have the set. We have the decorations. We have the nutsack shock board. Now,
Gotta have it.
We need one more thing because Brad's come on,
I
please.
told you Chuck doesn't know what charcuterie is.
So Brad's wearing an orange shirt. I'm wearing a Halloween cavity colors branded sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Ray's got some Halloween wear, but we need
Yeah.
one more thing to make it perfect.
Okay.
Ready?
Is it a jack-o'-lantern?
No, this is for Brad.
thank you.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
How does Brad look?
Great.
It's
He
really
looks so good. Yeah. Oh, you're yeah.
Do you like that?
Yep.
Do you like it?
I love it because you look great. I just get little scissors.
Well, I
Just little scissors.
I figured you wanted the smallest one.
Little baby scissors. Can I do
Towards the camera, other way, blood. We need the blood,
Can
other
I
way.
do
Yeah,
this?
there you go.
Can I do this?
No, we can't
It's
see it.
sticking-
It still would. Yeah, that would still hurt him. Yeah,
That would kill you.
that
Yeah.
would kill. Yeah, it's not as bad as a nutsack shock, but put it on.
Okay, and then we'll take these off in about 5 minutes.
No, not me. I'm gonna. This is me.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
I can only imagine how great I look. So how this is going to work is I will kind of run down the synopsis of each of the 12 films in the Halloween
It's
series.
sinking in now.
Yeah, we're gonna do 2 episodes, 6 movies per. And I'll tell you this, it's pretty.
Who are you? Who's the other person for the second episode?
So here's
Kale.
here's how this works, and it's really interesting because it was just happen chance. 1 through 6 is a story, and
Okay.
then starting at number 7, things get kooky.
Yeah. I mean, think like kooky in a different way
Yeah.
than 1 through 6 are kooky.
Yeah, a different way. You'll see what happens.
Okay,
So we're
okay.
gonna do 2 episodes.
Is it Jason style where it's like they
You'll
run out
find
of
out.
places
I don't
to
wanna-
take them, and it's like
Just look
let's
at,
have
just
him go
look
to
at
the
the
city
board, and you'll be
where
able
he
to
just
tell.
lives on a boat.
Well, you could look at the board in case you forget. So right now we're at 0 because we didn't start yet.
But we're ready to start.
But so what we're going to do is right now, this is Franchise Flashback Halloween Part 1, Halloween 1 through 6. And we're ready to go, baby.
So if
you're going to
you-
go from, go ahead. What?
If you've seen Halloween, or if you have not seen Halloween, maybe just enjoy this. Either way,
Yes.
right? If you have seen Halloween, you'll enjoy coming back to the franchise and reliving some of these wonderful moments that you've missed out on, or
Yes.
you haven't seen in a long time. If you haven't seen Halloween, the entire franchise,
Yeah, spoiler alert.
spoiler alert up front,
yes.
but also you're fine. Just
Yeah,
watch
you're
it.
okay. You're okay. We're doing good.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? If you haven't seen any of them and you're like, oh, I really want to go see Halloween Ends, how can I get caught up on the first 12 films in the franchise?
This
So
is
I
what
can-
it's for.
This is
Because
it.
when you sit down to see Halloween Ends,
Yes.
you're going to feel like, wow, they really wrapped it up.
Yes.
I'm sure there'll never be another one.
Yes.
I'm
Well,
sure this is the last one.
Well, we're going to talk about that during
Okay.
this movie.
I definitely
episode.
swiped these synopses from Wikipedia, but we'll be throwing in my own commentary from time to time.
Oh,
Did you
yeah, we're gonna be have a
donate?
lot of our own
Did
commentary.
you donate to Wikipedia,
I
Brad?
have. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Then you're free to
Yeah.
use all of the content you want from
Okay.
there.
Halloween 1,
1978 is when this movie was made.
John Carpenter.
John Carpenter directed it.
On Halloween night in 1963, in the fictional suburban town of Haddonfield, Illinois, 6-year-old Michael Myers stabs his teenage sister Judith to death with a chef's knife.
That's how it starts. We see a little kid stabbing.
It's a point of view shot, goes
Right.
through the house.
Think
Yeah.
of Finn, your son.
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I immediately back off of that. I apologize.
For the next 15 years, he is incarcerated at Smith's Grove Sanitarium.
Okay.
On October 30th, 1978, Michael's psychiatrist, Dr. Samuel Loomis, and his colleague, Marion Chambers, arrive at the sanitarium to escort Michael to court
I don't
for a
want you to
hearing.
just read Wikipedia synopsis. We're going to tell the story, like with Chuck and Brad in it. I don't want to do it Wikipedia, just read it. You know? I think that's too dry, because then we're just reading a thing to him, right?
Okay.
So what happens is, you see him stab. We have no reason to understand why. We don't know why. And this was important in the history of film because it was, I guess, one of the first times that the camera was behind the eyes of the killer, right? You
Yeah.
know, it was behind a clown
Other than
mask.
body
Is that
cam
right?
footage.
Yeah, the mask came down and you could just see out of the eye holes.
That's right. So,
Guys, you missed my very brave statement.
well, it wasn't 78. There wasn't really a lot of body cam footage
I know,
at the time.
but it was important.
It was.
Yeah.
So, basically, Loomis, who is a doctor, psychiatrist, therapist, who knows?
Bald man angry.
No one knows. And
Angry bald man.
Nurse Marion.
Horseshoe.
They're
Horseshoe.
driving
Oh.
up to, are they transporting him
Yeah, but at night.
at night?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course.
I think on October 30th, like
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah, the night shift.
But here's what
in a
happened.
station wagon.
Sure. Well, sometimes they're strapped down. You never know, so you
Right.
got to have
Right.
the room, but you don't need a full van.
Yeah. Too
You
much
don't need
gas.
the nutsos bouncing around back there like a
V8.
couple of pinball crazies. Right.
Right. So what happens is they drive up, but wait a minute. What's going on in the darkness?
People are
All the crazy patients are just wandering in the darkness.
Okay.
Pretty haunting,
Yeah.
right? You're haunted.
Yes, I haven't. I didn't see it, but I am assuming it is haunting.
Yeah.
I'll
Loomis-
be honest with you. If this is the pace of the descriptions, we're going to be here for 14 days.
That's why I wanted to have fun with them.
So they stop the car.
Yeah.
Loomis gets out, presumably to see what's going on, leaving the nurse in the car.
Sure.
A hand smashes the window, pulls the nurse by the hair, tries to kill her, doesn't. She escapes.
Well, where did Loomis go during that?
He was
moment.
he was trying to figure out what was going on.
So he
had gotten
gets
the car.
out of the station wagon.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
like, hang on, let me check this out. Gets out and then does not see
It's a little bit strange. The
big
logistics
giant
of the
Michael
scene.
Myers.
Would
Yep.
you say the logistics of the scene are a
Yeah,
little
it's
strange?
the first of many plot holes.
It's like the idea of like a horrible thing happening on the passenger side of a car and someone standing on the driver's side going,
And you know,
That's right.
the nurse was not silent in this. She was
No. Yeah.
shrieking, and the glass had broken. And you can kind of see, especially in restored cuts, they had secured a wrench to the forearm, and so when the hand went down to smash the
Yeah.
window,
Pretty
that
cool.
was how they did
yeah,
it.
that's
fact.
great. Yeah.
So anyway,
So, and Loomis was just like, he was just taking a pee out
Yeah.
in the woods.
yeah, he's looking.
Yeah.
So they
Like,
get
I'm
out.
looking, and he's peeing.
Right. So what happens is Michael Myers, who we don't see his face. We only see kind of his body shuffling around with like a hospital gown. Steals the car.
Steals the car and drives
Steals
away.
the car and drives away. Now he
Yeah.
has never driven a car before, and he went into jail when he was 8.
Yeah.
So that's kind of curious.
Yeah.
So
He
anyway.
went through puberty in an insane asylum.
Right.
That's rough.
They-
So what happened?
That's rough.
Yeah, I
In
know.
a straitjacket, unable
Yeah.
to take care of business.
yes. It'll do
No
a lot
wonder
of-
he's crazy.
It's a lot of rubbing.
No wonder he's muttering to himself. He needs a release.
No mutter. So anyway,
He on the way, presumably driving away, he stops at like a garage.
Okay.
And kills a mechanic and steals the infamous coveralls
Sure.
he would wear.
Right.
yep.
Now,
And,
what if?
Yep.
Because this went on to birth an entire legend of Michael Myers and a
Right.
franchise. What if he had stopped somewhere else?
Right.
Instead of stopping at the garage to
Right.
get coveralls,
I think about this all the time.
what if he had stopped somewhere, like he got a chef's outfit?
That would be amazing.
I'd be
Right?
scared
What
of
if-
chefs.
We'd be wearing different hats right now.
Yeah, how fun would it be if he stopped and like he killed a Burger King employee
And
at
he
a
wore like a
drive-thru?
classic 1970s Burger King uniform.
Yes.
on his killing spree.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah.
Like you see the station wagon pull up to the drive-through.
Yeah.
And so he's like, "Here's your food," and then you just see the hand come out, grab them, pull them through the drive-through
Yep.
window, and then drive away.
Right.
And it's like, "Where's Kevin? I guess he quit."
This generation doesn't want to work.
In the 70s, yeah. Well, it's true because every single generation has said that about the one after.
Yeah.
But that would be really fun because then he'd be walking around and he does have a name tag because he never took it off.
And it's
And it's
coincidentally,
Kevin.
It's
It's
Kevin.
just
okay. I thought it was going to coincidentally say Michael Myers.
it's the Kevin killer.
So what happens is, I believe, because we're kind of doing this from memory. I mean, we watched them all. We did watch them all. Laurie Strode is.
And we don't
We're
have to
kind
do
of doing
these
this
from
from
memory.
5 minutes earlier. You're like, stop reading.
Don't do it. Don't read. So Laurie Strode.
That's what you say to kids in libraries all the time.
Well, if we get things wrong, that's kind of fun. So Laurie Strode, what I remember is her dad is a realtor, perhaps.
Okay.
Yes.
And she's played by Jamie Lee Curtis. She's kind of the final girl of this series.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, can you go drop off a key at this house I'm trying to sell on the way to school?" And so she is on the way to school. She drops off a key.
Yes.
And that house, coincidentally, was Michael Myers' house where he killed his sister as a child.
Okay.
But Michael Myers, escaping the insane asylum, killing the gas man, eating at Burger King, he goes back to that house. It's the only place he knows.
Yeah.
So he's in the house. So when she walks up, he's in and he's looking outside because the house is like abandoned.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he's watching her
He's
through
a
the window.
pug?
Yeah.
He's a pug.
He didn't
They're
have
trying
Chuck's
to-
sinus sac.
They're trying to breed him so that his snout is
Yeah.
more pronounced
And
in the
it's
future.
sad because a lot of times in Michael Myers, they have a lot of breathing issues.
Yeah.
And they have to get put down.
Some hip stuff as well.
They get
Yeah.
hip stuff,
Years
yeah.
ago.
Lower back.
Yeah, like a big Marmaduke Michael Myers, you know?
So basically what happens is I think she's also walking Tommy Doyle to school.
Tommy Doyle, a young
Who is-
kid that she babysits for.
Yeah, it's a young kid.
When you say on the way to school, like is Jamie
She's-
Lee Curtis
she's a
a
high
high
school
school
student.
girl
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
a college
I
girl?
believe she's like 17, 18.
Okay.
So she's walking Tommy Doyle to school. He goes to school. She goes to school. He goes to school and kids are bullying him?
Yes.
What happened?
They're making fun of him. They like trip him and make him drop his jack-o'-lantern that he had carved.
Yeah, it's pretty mean.
And
My jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, right. That's what he said.
yeah,
you saw
they're
it?
Fuck you guys.
they're just
My
kind
pumpkin
of
face.
classic movie
Classic
bullies.
bullies.
Okay.
So
All right.
she goes
Yeah.
to school, and you kind of see, like, she meets up with her two friends, Annie and Lindsay.
Annie and Lindsay.
So Michael Myers,
Linda. Annie and Linda.
Linda,
Yeah.
that's close. You see Michael Myers following her, and
Okay.
she's kind of like standing outside the school and looking inside.
And she looks outside and sees him, and then looks away.
yeah,
then
and you
looks
see
back
the
and he's
mask
gone.
and everything. We
Yeah.
don't know how he got the
How
mask
did he
yet. We don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
We don't know
Do
yet.
we find out in this film, in the
We
first
do.
film?
We do.
Sort of.
Well, a hardware store. So what happens is he's just following
Spoiler
her,
alert.
and he's very silent, and he has no friends. So we don't know what's going on in his head.
Yeah,
he
he's
doesn't
not
talk to himself.
He's not explaining it.
He's not saying
murmuring.
like, "Hey, by the way, guys, the reason I'm chasing her
He
is this."
doesn't. He doesn't like Ferris Bueller style look at the camera.
He's like,
No.
life goes pretty fast sometimes.
if you don't stop and kill some people, you might miss it.
So we don't know what his motivation is, but he's
I
kind of
am
following
insane.
them
That
around.
wasn't a lie.
No, I think her friends are a little slutty. Like, right? Are they slutty?
Linda is the slutty ass.
She's like, I'd like to bang the football team. And Carrie Fisher. No, what's her name? Jamie Lee Curtis is like, I don't know about that. I'd rather study for class and get an A on my test.
and Annie is somewhere in the middle.
Okay, she's like, I'll
You're
do
like-
half the team and
You're-
then study.
You're the Annie. I'm the Linda.
I'm Jamie Lee Curtis.
And you're Jamie Lee Curtis.
All right, I guess.
Because you're halfway in between. You're half Brad, half Chuck.
I am not half Brad and half Chuck.
What
No,
percentage?
no.
What are you thinking?
Percentage? 10%. 15%.
And then what?
This guy.
At least I'm 100% me, I guess.
Yeah. What the insanity of you being like you can only be a combination of these two other people.
I'm only 15% me as well.
I'm like 2% Ray. You're skim Brad.
Yeah.
You're a whole Chuck.
I'm
Yeah.
150%.
You're a whole Chuck. Yeah. You're Chuck butter is what
So-
you.
So basically, Michael Myers is just following her around.
Yeah.
And I believe we cut to Sheriff Brackett.
Brackett, Annie's
I'm doing pretty good.
Brackett.
Annie's father.
Annie's father. That's you.
Annie got
Get
a
your gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Annie,
basically,
get your gun.
So
Yeah.
we find out at some point is like someone broke into the hardware store. All they stole was some knives and rope and an old Halloween mask.
Question: why is the Halloween mask at the hardware store?
a
Back
great
then,
question.
they had less stores. They had to put things together. They had- what do you think? That's not true. That's how stores used to be.
Right
Now,
but then, but
you
that's
can go to
a
like an
general
anime store. Back then, when I was a kid, we could go to Sears and buy anime or TV. No, but everything was
Hello,
together.
Mr. Roebuck. I'd like to purchase your finest anime.
No, the
don't
one
believe
with the
that.
tentacles, please.
So
They're over by the dungarees.
stores used to be less, and so there was more per store.
Store used to be less, therefore more in store.
Exactly. Thank
Okay.
you.
That's
Aren't those
the
called-
invisible hand of capitalism at work.
Yeah, aren't those called general stores though?
It was general.
It was a general store.
was a general
it was a
hardware
vagary
store. It was definitely a hardware store that also sold masks for the purposes
Well, it
of the
was
plot
Halloween.
of this. Yes,
It was
film.
Halloween
it was
time.
Halloween.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm
They had an
sure
end cap.
old man McGillicuddy, who ran the hardware store, he's like, screws aren't selling like they used to. Let's get some masks. We'll do it that way.
So what happened was, then I think Loomis comes to town.
Loomis came to town and he was the recipient of the exposition that things were stolen. And he says, Michael Myers has escaped. That's not good. He probably came here. You know, let's go check out his sister's grave site.
Oh yeah, and Loomis is Michael Myers' only friend, right?
Friend is a
Friend?
strong word.
Friend?
Friend is a
Did they-
misnomer.
Did they hang out before?
You know,
I have the
court,
same.
court
I basically,
mandated.
I gotta say, I have the same relationship to Brad as Loomis does to Michael Myers.
In a lot of ways.
Which
yeah.
one is-
Yeah.
Please tell me how you feel. Something is wrong.
I like the idea of Michael Myers talking to somebody else like, well, Loomis is my friend, of course. I think about all the things we do. I talk about my relationships and how I feel. I'll tell him about scary dreams I had.
Yeah.
We color a lot of the
See?
time.
Exactly.
He's paid to be there. He is paid. He's not your friend. He is paid
He
to be
happens
there.
to get paid, but he would be there if it were
Yes.
for
So what happens is Michael Myers, Loomis is there. He's like, let's go check the gravesite. They go to the gravesite. Unfortunately, the tombstone has been stolen. No one knows who. Why did it?
This
Right?
is just this is completely outside of what's going on with
Loomis
MM.
said, "Let's go check the grave site."
No, I know, but they get there and it's the headstone.
The headstone
is stolen.
that's gone. It's gone.
Someone ganked it.
They ganked it. Now, was it Eminem? Was it Mike Myers?
So we don't know. We don't know who took it.
Do we find out later? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, who do you think took it?
I don't know, some perv.
Well, I mean,
Some creep
technically.
perv.
So anyway, Michael Myers is following around Laurie Strode and Annie and Linda, and they're all like, "Man, it's Halloween and we all have to babysit." And like Laurie Strode is like, "I got to babysit Tommy Doyle," and
And they're like, not Tommy Doyle.
Annie is like,
He's
"I got
a real
babysit
perv.
a little girl,
Lindsay Wallace.
Lindsay Wallace." That's where I got Lindsay from. And so they're like, "I guess we'll go to our separate houses." And Annie's like, "But I wanted to bang my boyfriend. We'll have to figure out if I can do that at some point, right?"
Yes.
And so they
And I'm
all
the
go to their
Annie?
houses. And I believe Sheriff Brackett and Loomis go to the Michael Myers house where he originally killed his sister.
And Loomis basically says, "Hey, like Michael Myers is pure evil. If
This
if-
guy
if-
cannot be saved.
If he shows up,
Okay.
it's going to be rough."
We gotta-
No, I'm his only friend.
Basically, imagine Jaws.
Oh, you're paid to
I'm
be
his
that.
only friend. Basically, imagine Jaws where the guy's like, "Hey, there's a shark, close the beaches." And the mayor's like, "I can't close the beaches."
Yeah.
That's essentially the relationship between Loomis and the sheriff
Yes.
in this movie.
Okay.
And he's like, "Michael Myers isn't a big deal. He's not going to do anything."
Hey, he's just some freak mongoloid. Leave him alone.
Yes, exactly.
Who cares?
So what happens is, Michael Myers is following everybody around. Nightfall happens, and you start seeing the boyfriends or the guys that are kind of around, and they're just as horny as everybody else. But not Laurie Strode. She's not horny like at all, right? Is she horny?
I think somebody is interested in her, and she's like, "Oh, that's good.
His name is Ben Tramer.
Okay.
Sure."
And then she's like, everything's cool.
Well, no,
Well,
no.
they're like,
she's-
"You need to get banged by Ben Tramer," and she's like, "Ben Tramer, right?"
Annie is like, "My boyfriend's coming over. Can I drop the kid I'm babysitting off with you, and you just watch both kids,
Watch Linda and Tommy.
while Lindsay and Tommy, while I get my freak on, as it were."
Too many babysitters. Too many babysitters.
Well, I'm going
in
to tell
this
you.
town.
I'm going to tell you some facts about this movie when we're
Annie
done.
spills on herself, and just in the middle of the kitchen,
Is that a euphemism?
nope, takes her top off. Just changes, and
Sure.
somebody is spying through the window.
70s.
You're not going to believe who it was.
Chuck
Oh,
Staten.
it was Chuck.
Yeah, it's 100% Chuck Staten.
Yeah.
I would, but no, it was Michael Myers.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and when Loomis goes to the house, so did they find the tomb or no? The gravestone?
Yes.
Okay, so we find out Michael Myers stole Judith Myers' gravestone, his
Okay.
sister that he murdered.
All right.
Okay.
Why?
It's hard to know his motivation. He doesn't talk.
Only to Loomis, his best friend.
So
Like,
anyway,
I wish they found a diary or something.
Yeah.
I know.
I stole the. Honestly, it was an impulse. I don't know why I did it, and then I got halfway home and realized this was a bad idea, but I was already halfway home. and
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
I had
yeah.
lifted the
Tombstone.
granite
Yeah, it's a
tombstone
lot.
on my
so
own.
I'm carrying
Pull a
it,
muscle.
and I'm like, I look like a fool.
So what happens is,
So I stole a mask.
from what I remember, he starts slowly killing everyone besides Laurie Strode. He kills like Annie, he kills Linda, he kills a boyfriend.
Yeah, killed Linda's boyfriend. Linda and her boyfriend make sweet love.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
And he goes downstairs to get a brewski,
Yep.
and he is then brutally murdered by Michael Myers, who
This
I
is
believe
the one where he picks him up and then stabs him and
and
then
the
sticks
guy
him
stays
into the
there.
wall.
Right.
And then he comes back upstairs and he's
And he's wearing the ghost
he's
thing.
wearing the
right?
ghost costume with
costume.
the
But he
glasses.
puts the glasses on, which is just an insane choice,
Yes.
right? If you are insane murderer Michael Myers,
Then that's what you would do.
you're like, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a sheet on me just so she doesn't know.
Well, this is a question. Is Michael Myers a trickster, a murderer? What is he? No one knows. He's
Oh,
half
he's
trickster.
definitely a murderer.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
He's more of a trickster, I think.
You think he's a trickster?
He tricks people into dying. Is that?
Got you. And they're just bleeding on a
Well,
knife.
he always sets up the body so they just fall out of a thing.
There
That is
are
true.
there are
That
a
is
lot of
true.
falling
You know
out
what I
of
mean?
Do you
bodies.
think he's ever like putting one, like stuffing one in a closet and he's like,
Yeah, I think
this is gonna be so
if me
good.
and Brad started like a murder spree,
Yeah.
he'd be the murderer, I'd be the trickster. He'd be like, I killed this guy, and I'd be like, let's put him in the cabinet. So when Ray goes to eat another one of his protein bars, then it falls out.
yeah. That's how I'd want it to happen. And I'd be so shocked and I go, oh, thank God I have a protein bar.
I feel faint.
Yeah, this
Great.
is much better.
Linda calls Laurie Strode and is like, "Hey, where's Annie? Who is
Their
dead,
friend.
Yeah.
dead right now?" And Michael Myers like chokes her with the phone cord, and she's
Okay.
like screaming, but the screams come out as like you could possibly think that they're weirdly like pleasure screams. And so Lori is like, I can't believe that she called me and is getting railed.
When I have sex, it's also like, is it pleasure? Is it screaming?
Yeah,
what is it?
yeah. I think I was gonna say I think pleasure screams is what you have on like turn-ons on a dating profile.
Yes,
pleasure screams.
They find the car. Loomis finds the car, and he's like, Michael is in town. That is my missing a window.
By the way, this guy is cruising around town.
Yeah.
Like when Loomis and the guy are like...
And he's listening to the Sugar Hill Gang because that's all that was there.
30% murderer, 30% trickster, and 40% cruiser.
Yeah, and he's just
You look for me for a confirmation.
he just
on your
rolls
map.
slowly past people. He's like, "What's up? Hey, what's up? What's
like
going
when
on?
Loomis is
Hey,
outside the
it's me,
general
Michael
store,
Myers."
and he's like, "What happened in here?" And the general store manager is like, "He stole a mask and some rope." You see Michael Myers cruise by.
Yeah, you see the car.
Yeah, he just, "What's up, losers?"
He put the hydraulics in, and I'm like, "No one notices this."
What's up,
1978.
losers?
Yep. He had to have
This is my Mike Myers
hydraulics
voice, by the way.
for the granite tombstone. Then he attacks Laurie Strode, slashes her arm. She flees.
Okay.
She's like, she had lost the keys to the Doyle house. She's like, Tommy, please let me in. He lets her in, but now
How does he show up? How does he show
menaced.
Tommy or Michael?
up? Lori.
Lori.
How does Michael show up to stab Lori?
She went to the Wallace house. She went to Lindsay.
Oh yeah, because
Wallace's
she's
house.
like, I'm curious.
She's like,
Yeah.
the screams didn't
She's
sound like
walking
pleasure
down the
screams.
sidewalk going, I'm curious. I'm curious.
yeah, exactly.
I think I'm going to cut my hair short. I'm curious.
I think she found some of the bodies. They fell out.
Yeah, see,
Protein
this is where the
bars.
trickster comes in.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
hello, is anyone here? And then a guy comes out like of the cupboard because she's trying to get a protein bar.
Yeah.
And he's slicing, and she goes back to the house. She's like, kids, go hide and run away and scream, and I'm gonna go
Hide and scream.
don't. No, I
What's
meant
that
don't
noise
scream.
coming from the
She wanted
closet?
them to call emergency services.
That's what I meant.
Phone line's dead because Michael thought ahead.
Yeah.
See, that's what
Premeditated.
is interesting about Michael Myers is like
He's a thinker.
Like Jason is
No, not
just
a thinker. No, Michael Myers is a trickster. That's what I'm talking about. Jason would never set up a body to fall down.
He did.
He would not if he...
Yeah,
Go
you
ahead,
go
what were
ahead.
you
You
gonna
walk
say?
backwards. You walk backwards.
But he doesn't usually.
But no, I'm saying like Jason is just an unstoppable force. He doesn't
Right.
care. He doesn't care if you get to the phone and call 911. He'll kill whoever shows up.
Exactly.
He doesn't care. He's
Michael Myers
also
is a schemester.
He's a schemester. He's also Jason is also like a. There's a paranormal element to him, right?
Well, we're gonna get there.
Well, right now in one.
Yeah, he's a guy.
In Halloween Uno. In OG Halloween.
OG.
He's just a guy.
He's a man.
He's just a broken, screwed up man.
Yes.
And why are you looking at Brad? And so that's what's interesting about Jason. And then like Freddy is Nightmare Man. He
Trickster.
just he plays around, and all that.
I feel
stuff.
like Michael Myers has a little Freddy in him,
he's got maybe,
but not with words, only with actions. So anyway,
he's a stoic Freddy.
He's a stoic
But
Fred.
that's what I mean. Is what's interesting about him as a killer.
Yes.
Is that he embodies the imposing thing and the silence
Yes.
of Jason.
Right.
But can have forethought and plot things.
and you got to
out.
think, you're kind of going in the wrong direction because Jason was inspired by Michael, not the other way around.
Okay.
Michael Myers was
Sure.
kind of the first person.
Well,
in
I'm
this-
just saying compared to.
Right. Sure,
I'm not
sure,
saying
sure.
that they drew that from
Right,
that. I
right,
just mean
yes.
like it's interesting because he is a Jason who can think.
for sure.
You
Yes,
know?
he
Yeah.
is. That's right.
Yeah.
So basically,
And where does the leprechaun fall into this whole?
well, you'll
diagram?
find out. Michael
He
Myers.
gets a pot of gold.
Michael Myers is chasing her around the house, but he walks slow, but he's still catching up.
Yep.
And she's like, "I'm going to hide in the closet," and he punches through the closet.
Yep.
She stabbed him in the neck with a knitting needle, and she's
oh yeah,
like,
he goes up behind her, and she's like,
Oh, I know this.
she's
famously.
like, he's dead.
Yeah, and then she drops the knife, right?
Needle.
The needle.
Yep.
She just drops it.
Yep.
And like I think she kicks away the knife.
Yeah.
And,
And
then
so-
she's just like, you know what? I'm very overwhelmed. I better sit down.
Yes.
I better
Well,
just
she
chill.
went to
turn my
check on the
back."
kids.
Yeah.
Right.
So she goes to look, but then he's still alive. So she goes in the closet and he punches through the closet. Very famous scene.
R.
And
Kelly's in there.
when she
Yep.
does that, I believe she takes a coat hanger
Yep.
and unravels it and she sticks him in the eyes.
Yes.
Right in the eyes.
Right in
Yeah.
the eye. And so he's like, no. And then she gets out. And then Loomis is kind of catching up at this point in time,
Yeah,
right?
the kids have run out of the house. He sees the kids running, finds out where they like are running from.
Yeah.
And he goes into the house. Michael Myers gets up from a coat hanger to the eye, and he's advancing on Laurie, who isn't really paying attention.
Right.
Loomis saves the day, shoots Michael 6 times.
Well, hold on. Let's back this up. He comes up behind him.
Let's back this fun bus up.
And how does his mask come off? Michael Myers?
Laurie rips the mask off.
Laurie rips the mask off, and his face goes in the light. And you see,
it's just a guy.
it's just a regular guy.
Just a guy.
This
and then
guy
he
with
gets
a
shot
beard,
6 times.
Indiana face.
He backs up, falls off of a balcony, hits the
Like
ground,
You hear the banana peel sound effect?
shows him on the ground, and then they go to look where he fell. He's gone.
He's gone.
Now, hold on. This is an important part. Cinematically, not story-wise. He looks, and then Loomis looks out into the darkness. You hear the Michael Myers sound, the theme song.
Yeah.
Laurie begins to cry, and it's the camera just shows everywhere that he was.
Yeah.
And the implication is
He
that
could be anywhere.
well, the implication is now all those places are haunted, and he will always be all those places because he's attacked those things. That's the implication.
That's the implication? I don't think that's the
Well,
implication.
think about this. Ready? Imagine if you went in your car, and
Okay.
right. So you're like, let's say you have a best friend named James, right?
James, come on.
And he's in your car, and he's like, I'm going to wait in your car. And then one day you go out to your car, and he's in your front seat, and he's been slashed to death by someone.
Yeah.
For the rest of your life, when you think about that seat and you look at it, you're going to see James's slashed body.
I'm going to sell it.
Well, they can't sell their house. It's a bad market.
It's a bad market. Airbnb, baby.
No, but that's the implication. The implication is now.
I would take it as the implication is he could be anywhere. He could be behind those bushes,
No.
a.k.a. the bushes by your house.
That's not
he
it.
could be behind your gate. He could
What?
be
No.
behind
No.
your refrigerator.
The implication-
He could be
It's
inside
very
your
narrow.
cabinets.
The implication is
He
that
could
now.
be in your
They're small
freezer.
cabinets.
The implication is now
There's
that
no
this has
oxygen.
happened, he is here. Like, even if his body isn't here, he could be anywhere.
That's what I mean, yeah.
And he's haunting.
And specifically, he's haunting. This living man is haunting
Hold on.
this bush.
So that's what happens.
Don't go near the bush.
So that movie is made.
Yeah.
It comes out, and I believe for a long time, like decades, it is the like most successful independent film of all time.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
right?
Yes.
And so what happened was, in that story, the original story by John Carpenter was really supposed to be, you never see the guy's face,
Yeah.
and at the end, it's just a regular guy.
That's yeah.
And the implication was that he just happened to see Laurie, and he happened to see the girls because she came up to the house.
Yeah.
And so he went after them because he's crazy.
Which is weird because like without knowing those like more of the detail of who Laurie was and what relation she was to Michael Myers, I always thought she was like the younger sister or something like that.
So this is what I'm going to get to. The whole, like, did you ever see the movie The Strangers?
I don't think so.
So it's kind of the same thing as The Strangers, where at the end of The Strangers, which is just a horror movie where these people, these 3 people come in and they torture this couple and murder them. They say, "Why are you doing this?" And the strangers, one of them says, "Because you were home."
Right.
And
right.
the idea was supposed to be it's scary because it could happen to anyone. It was
Right.
just a crazy person.
Yeah.
But it did so well that they wanted them to make a sequel.
Right.
And John Carpenter and Deborah Hill basically didn't really. They
Joe
were like,
Hill's wife.
They were basically like.
Gillian Redford.
They were basically
King of the Hill's daughter.
They were
There you go.
basically like, well, what do we do with this story if the whole point is supposed to just be it's a random guy and this could happen to anyone?
Yeah.
And they were like, I guess we'll make more of a backstory, and that's where they made Laurie
Bummer.
Strode the little sister because there was a baby.
Oh, so they did make Laurie the sister.
yeah, and that's the whole series is
So
about
I was
this.
okay. So yeah, because that's the connotation I got watching
So
little
one of the things,
trailers or
one of
whatever.
the things that he did that we left out a little bit is when he gets Judith Meyer's tombstone and has
He
it in his
did go to
house,
community college.
He takes her. He takes, I believe.
Michael goes to college. I'm thrilled with this idea.
So he-
You
I
hear
thi-
the
I
bell.
believe-
He's got his books. Oh, what class am
I believe he takes Linda's body and puts it under Judith Meyer's tombstone.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's almost like you could tell that he's kind of being like, this represents my sister right now.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of
and
vague.
then they look at it, and Loomis is like, "Oh, he's stupid."
Well, there's a lot of vague
That's not
things
his
in this
sister.
movie where it's like, because you never get to hear him explain things.
Right.
So what they did the second movie is they said, okay, now we're going to reveal Laurie Strode is actually Michael Myers' sister, who was that when he killed his sister in the beginning of Halloween 1, there was a baby in the house, and we're like, she's the baby.
We retcon it.
And I
Yes.
think part of
Yeah.
it that I recall, and maybe you know more about this than I do, was John Carpenter was like, when they distributed Halloween, I got paid like $10,000 total.
Yeah.
And the reason I took on Halloween 2 was because, well, this is my chance to actually capitalize on the success of this movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And so he didn't really want to make a sequel. So but he did make a sequel with Deborah Hill, and in that they created this new narrative. And Halloween 2, so basically, how many kills in this one?
6 kills in the original Halloween.
So find a 6 in your
This
sack.
is unbearable. This is just. You've given me a chore that is difficult. Will people tune in and go,
That's too
"Well,
high. Fine.
That's too high? Am I doing it wrong?"
Would you say he died in this one or no?
Now, deaths, he was stabbed in the neck with a knitting needle.
That's not a death.
Okay. He was shot 6 times at close range,
But he got up and walked away. Not a death.
and he fell off a balcony.
And
I'm
he was
gonna
stabbed in the eye with a coat
I know,
hanger.
but
That's true.
he at the end of the movie, he gets up and he's gone.
I'm just saying those things would have killed
And
a
how
lot
many?
of people.
Hold on.
They would have.
How many
yes.
times was his nutsack shocked in that one?
0.
So I'm going to
Shock.
say 0 nutsack shock,
Okay.
which is incontroversial.
Right.
And then
You say 0 deaths.
I'm saying 0 deaths on
Okay,
this one.
Ray will be the death arbiter.
That's fine.
Okay.
Because
This is the job I've applied for.
Yeah.
I would have said 3 or 4 deaths, but if Ray says 0,
But
Ray's
he
got
gets
the
up
board.
at the end.
Yeah,
You got to
but-
go with the
right.
logic
Brad,
of the film,
Brad
right?
has stubbed his toe and died.
yes, that's correct. It was a thick coffee table leg.
Yeah.
I'll say
Okay.
that.
I know a fun fact about the original Halloween that you guys don't know.
Tell me.
Would you like to know the fun fact?
Yes.
I do my homework. Look at
I forgot about the wrench on my head.
This is a fun fact. Originally, the guy who was in the jumpsuit and had the mask on,
Yeah.
he was going to be essentially like a body double because they wanted the build.
Right.
They were going to have a voice there. And
Oh.
it's true. They were going to have a voice, and Pee Wee Herman was pulled.
I knew
Why
it was
did
a
I
bit.
believe
It
you?
was
I knew a
before
bit.
he had his show, but
Yeah.
he was doing the live show, and people
Right.
really liked him in the live show.
Yeah.
And they wanted Paul Rubens
Yeah, to do the voice.
of
Yep.
Mike Myers.
Wow, that's cool.
And there was going to be a lot of like, when he stabbed.
Yeah,
you know,
like
like a
that.
lot of
Because
that.
he's a schemester.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a classic schemester
Okay.
TM.
All right, so
Yep.
we're 45 minutes in.
Good
I'm
Lord.
gonna just tell you. So
the
we
first
gotta-
one, I think you take nice and slow.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. The first
next
one-
ones,
the
we go
first
a little
one, yeah.
faster.
Well, Halloween 2,
Halloween 1 goes away. Halloween 2,
And we don't have the rights to the music, so I could just do it like this.
now why does Halloween 2 look like Scarface from here?
There's some threads that cross over.
Okay, he says, "Say hello to my little friend."
well, he just says it with the tilt of his head.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, and he did buy that tiger.
By the way, he does do that sometimes. Just so you know, he looks at a body like this.
Yeah,
After
like,
he kills him.
like
yeah,
a dog.
Yeah,
Like
because
he's,
you got to show.
admiring
How
his
do we
work.
show that he's like really looking at his handiwork?
Yeah.
Okay,
It picks up right where Halloween 1 left off.
that's right.
You
So
know,
basically,
Michael Myers' body has
That's how they
mysteriously vanished
Yeah.
from where it fell off a balcony after being shot 6 times.
All we found was a
Stabbed
little
in
bit of
the eye.
blood and some shit. We found some shit. He definitely shit his pants when he fell. When he fell off the balcony, he definitely evacuated his bowels.
so what happens is Laurie Strode rushed to the hospital. Of course, makes sense.
Yes.
She's been stabbed. She goes to the hospital. Now we're meeting the hospital staff, and one guy is like,
Dreamy.
no. One guy's
Meredith.
no.
One
no.
guy's really young.
No. Doogie Howser.
I was going to describe the cast of ER.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, and then we could throw Doogie Howser in there.
Well,
for
you said
sure.
really
Yeah.
young.
Yeah.
Did you mean like 14?
No, I did not mean 14.
No, Noah Wiley.
Noah
in the
Wiley. yes,
Early
yeah.
ER days.
American
going Doogie.
heartthrob, Noah
And
Wiley.
then one of them was an
One's
alien
got
who eats
frizzy
cats.
hair.
Yeah, no, I understood the reference.
Okay.
I just-
Yes, Alf was in ER.
Yeah. So anyway,
Dr.
she
Alf.
goes there. We start
Does
meeting
anybody use these organs?
we start meeting the hospital staff, and one guy's
Yeah.
real strange. This guy's a weirdo, and he's like this. He's like, he sings. This, remember that song he sings?
no.
He's like,
What?
Sit on my face with panties and lace. You don't remember that song?
No.
He's basically what happened was when they were filming, they were like, you guys have to fill this time. We need this person to walk from here to here. If you want to like do like a song or something. And he just made up this really weird song, and it's this very iconic moment from Halloween 2.
It's iconic.
I swear to God. Here, you start telling the plot, and I'll sing the song when I look at the lyrics.
Michael Myers, meanwhile, dazed, confused, wanders away, meets an elderly couple.
You know what's nice about a victim?
Shut up.
You know what's nice about victims? He keeps getting older and they stay the same age.
Elderly couple. He's
so proud of it.
He steals a knife from the elderly couple, kills another teenage girl.
Yep.
Laurie Strode has gone to the hospital. Loomis is continuing to search for Michael. He's accompanied by Sheriff Brackett. Then they see a tall guy in a white mask, and they're like, "That's him! That's him! That's him!"
This is so funny.
They crash the police car into him. They don't like try to detain him.
They're like, "That's him." And here's what's weird about it. They're like, "That's him," but it's 3 pedestrians, or it's like at least like Loomis and at least one other policeman, maybe 2, and another police car just crashes into him like insane,
like smushes him between
in a
the
news
car
van,
and a van,
and they just like,
Wait, intentionally, like I knew it was.
Yes.
I thought it was Mike Myers.
Yes, and then
Okay.
it explodes,
explodes.
like monstrous explosion. It is so violent.
Cars were built differently, apparently, in 1978,
and it's
where
insane.
It was the slightest thing would
And
set
who
off
was
a
this
massive
poor
explosion.
person?
It was Ben Tramer. It was the guy that wanted to bang Laurie Strode, as they say later in the movie.
no.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, Ben. Ben got done dirty.
That's, when you're tall, bad things happen.
And like I said
I
at
found
the
the song.
beginning,
I found the
body
song.
cam footage.
Yeah.
That was a cop killing.
Sit on my face. Don't make me cry. I need your pie. Why don't you just shut up?
See?
Oh, that was the director at the end. Just like, why don't you just shut up?
It was
Put him in the mask. I want him silent.
So basically, that wasn't Michael Myers.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe this.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was just an innocent person killed by the police.
They should have done a little bit more investigation.
And you know what? I want to know where his protest was. Because he was a white guy, nobody cared.
The sheriff, Sheriff Brackett,
Super white, by the way.
Super white. His name was Ben Scarrett or whatever
Well,
he
his
said.
face was the Michael Myers mask.
Tramer. Ben Tramer.
the sheriff has learned that his daughter has been killed.
Yes.
And he is upset. And he's upset with Loomis, who, by the way, was trying to warn him this whole
I know.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
mad at Loomis, but it doesn't really make a lot of
to
sense.
be
It's
fair.
transference. He's mad
From
at himself.
what I've seen of the first Halloween and what I've seen of Loomis in pop culture.
Yes.
Loomis does seem very annoying. He does seem
He's like,
super annoying.
he's coming. He's evil. He's coming. He's got black eyes. Yeah,
It's like,
he
chill
was.
out, dude.
Well, what would you do if that happened and then your daughter's killed?
You know what I would do? I would turn to Loomis and I'd go, "This is all of your fuck up. This is all your fault.
Yeah.
You're a bad handler of crazy people, and you're a bad psychiatrist,
And you're a bad friend.
and a bad friend.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Good lover.
And you
Gentle.
should wear a hat or
So,
something.
so what happens is they're hanging out in the hospital. Laurie's just chilling out. She's like, that was crazy. What a night.
Michael hears a news report. Oh, Laurie's in the hospital. That's where I'm going.
Where did
Did
he hear
they
the news
say
report?
Laurie's in the hospital in the news report? Well, they must say
And,
like
this
there's a
just
survivor.
in, Lori is at the hospital.
So he goes
Michael
there.
turns his head.
He goes there.
Oh, it's Tim Allen,
Tim
by the
Allen,
way.
yeah. So he goes
Michael
there.
Myers is Tim.
So he goes to the hospital.
Yeah.
The whole staff is hanging out, and they're all just as horny as Linda and Annie. You wouldn't
Yeah.
believe it.
Wow, the staff.
The staff.
Okay.
And
all
so
right.
one guy is like, "Hey, let's go bang somewhere," and the girl's like, "Not in the middle of my staff time."
staff time.
Yeah.
And so then he goes, "Let's go in the hot tub in the hospital.
The therapeutic hot tub.
It's therapeutic."
Oh, all right.
So
Is that him talking her into it?
therapeutic.
It's therapeutic. It's therapeutic.
gets in the hot
It's
tub.
good for your muscles.
He gets in the hot tub and
Yeah.
she's like, "Let me take these babies out," and she
And
wiggles
she
them out.
pulls out 2 guns.
Say hello to my little friend.
So she gets in the hot tub and they start kissing,
Canoodling.
Oh, yeah.
They're canoodling.
And
Yeah.
so they're kissing, and she's like, it's real hot. What the fuck? And then you see Mike.
what the fuck?
You see the temperature gauge.
You see Michael Myers' diluted hand.
Yeah.
And he starts turning it up. It turns
Yeah.
up so much.
Yeah.
And she's like, "It's so hot." I
For
can't
some
take
reason, the therapeutic hot tub can go like past boiling.
Yeah.
so
Yeah, it's got little
It does.
dials on it,
Yeah.
and it just says like nice, warm, ooh, hot, right? And then it just gets crazy hot. It's like sizzling. You're killing somebody.
It's like an
Stop
Animaniacs
it.
joke.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
stew. Like,
So she's like,
Yes.
so they're kissing, but she's like, it's too fucking hot. And he gets out.
The last part of the dial just says murder.
yes.
So he's like, I'll fix this. Because she's like, I need to be colder. And he's like, well, I don't think so. And she's like, it can get cold real quick if you know what I'm talking about. And he's like, if you know what I'm talking about. So he gets out and goes, and he checks it. But unfortunately.
So this woman's played by a 1930s newsie.
yes. Hat on and
It
everything.
get a lot colder if you know what I'm talking about.
So
Boy, oh boy, if you want to see these puppies again.
He goes to check on the temp. And unfortunately, it's behind soundproof
Yeah.
frosted glass. And there goes Michael Myers. You see his silhouette.
Yeah.
And he's killing him. And the guy's,
Yeah,
he's killing, he's dying.
Oh, the puppies, the
Yeah.
puppies.
And she's just hanging there. Boobs are just like floating around the hot tub. And she's just
They're hitting her
waiting
in
and
the
waiting.
face and stuff, yeah.
So then he comes back in and he turns it all the way up, like way even hotter.
Up to murder.
And then he comes in and
Crazy murder.
And he
Yeah.
touches her shoulder and she's like, I gotta go back to work. Are you kidding me? And she's like, I better not look at this guy. And so he's touching her shoulder and she's
Yeah.
like, oh, hospital guy. And she starts like sucking on his fingers and kissing his hand. But here's what's weird.
But
is,
never
like,
looks. Never looks.
Never looks. But here's what's weird. He killed so many people. He doesn't wash his hands.
Yeah,
You know what I
his
mean?
hands are
I think he
disgusting.
ate a dog in the first one.
He killed a dog.
And ate it? I think he was like, and then
You know,
Newman's
that-
is like, he's hungry.
They make reference to the killing and eating of a dog. They don't show it in this one.
Okay.
So she's sucking on his hand. That means there's dog blood,
You
human
smell
blood.
like shit.
But she's sucking on his finger. She doesn't
Yeah.
even notice. And then he's like, then she looks and she's like, oh my God, who is this guy? And he grabs her head and he like sticks her face in. The water doesn't hurt his hand at all, but it's burning her face
It
bad.
boils her face.
Her whole face is getting
Even
boiled.
though her whole body was in
That's
the water.
correct. Your face is the most sensitive to murder
well,
temperature.
she's
murder
out. She
water,
gets out and
yeah.
she puts a towel on and she's sitting there. So like,
Oh, she's not in the
she's
water.
not in it. So he's dunking her face and she's like, and then like her face,
She turned into a goblin.
he goes out and like her face is all like, it's all this stuff, the skin.
It's cookied.
Yeah, it's cooked. So he kills her like that. He's going around the hospital. He's killing everybody.
Lori has a dream.
Lori has a dream.
She remembers being adopted, and she remembers visiting young Michael Myers at Oceans Grove
She's like, wait
Sanitarium.
a minute.
Oh, it's coming back to me. I'm remembering lazy writing.
Yes.
I'm remembering lazy writing. I was written lazily.
It's written lazily. So, he's killing around, and he gets to.
Hey man, I'm just killing
What else
around.
happens?
At the elementary school, Loomis,
Yep.
who was like, let's investigate there for some reason. He finds clues, and I it's spelled Sam Hain. I know that's not how you pronounce it, but
It's
I don't know.
Samhain.
Yeah.
You know that?
They
What?
that you can connect Michael Myers.
SAMHAIN.
Yeah.
Means like Halloween or something.
It's like a Gaelic word.
It's a Gaelic word that means Halloween, and it's pronounced Samhain,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, and there's a
Samhain
connection between Michael Myers and the occult, which might explain why Michael Myers is so difficult to kill.
He's unkillable.
We don't know. We don't know, but we know that Michael Myers just wrote that word. It's the only words that's come out of this guy since he killed his sister in 1963.
Yeah.
Is Samhain or Samhain, but that's what Loomis
Yeah.
says. Samhain.
Yeah.
And so they're like, man,
then Nurse Marion, who you may remember was yanked out of the station wagon in the first film.
Yes.
she's been promoted overnight.
She
Okay.
not even overnight. Oh yeah, overnight. She's like, hey, the U.S. Marshal, Dr. Loomis, we have to escort you back to the sanitarium for some reason
Because it's basically
because
like,
your patient is out of control.
yeah, they're kind of like your patient is out of control, even though he escaped from the sanitarium kind of before they were there to pick him up.
Again, this is Loomis's doing.
That's what they say.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what?
Victim blaming.
I'm on the side of
The victims?
of the hospital or victims or whoever is saying Loomis is at fault.
Why?
He's a shit doctor.
He's a great doctor.
Yeah, look at all the death.
You only see the one. You only see Michael Myers. He had 1 million patients.
Did he?
You think of all the patients
That didn't
go on a
and
murder
kill all
spree.
these people.
Think
And he's
about
also
that.
terrible at finding him.
All right,
He's
the
just
truth
bad.
is, he only has 3 patients, but 2 out of 3
Ain't bad.
ain't bad.
Let me ask you this: if you think
other two are
he's
Jason
a
Voorhees and Freddy
good
Krueger.
doctor, right? If you were in Laurie Strode's situation,
Yeah.
right? If you were Laurie Strode, basically,
Yes.
and there was a psycho killer coming after you and killing everyone around you to try and get to you, and somebody said, "Hey, it's okay there's this guy who was his doctor in the insane asylum, and he has been looking for him and trying to stop him. He's been trying to stop him.
He's been doing his best.
But all of this has happened. Would you like his help some more? What would you say?
I'd say, please.
Really?
Of course. What do you mean? Just because you're not caught yet doesn't mean he's not going to ever catch him. It's been 24 hours. We need some time.
All right.
That's fair.
Okay, fine. Because I have a feeling later on I'll be able to come back and be like, I told you Loomis was a bad doctor.
No, he's an excellent
well,
doctor.
Here's what he does that isn't great. He forces the U.S. Marshal at gunpoint to drive him to the hospital because he has now ascertained Lori is Michael's sister. After Lori has realized this herself.
Yeah.
Sheriff.
And that's where Michael is going.
Yeah.
And so they go there, and it's
That's pretty good doctoring. He figured out where he's going to go without even asking him.
Lori is menaced in trying to get into a car. She runs into a different
Menaced
wing
by
of the
Michael Myers.
hospital.
Right.
And she gets in and tries to block the door, and like Loomis and his people come in. There's this confrontation in an operating room.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's Lori and Michael Myers and Loomis.
And Michael Myers kills some people by like injecting them with just air. You know how that'll kill you?
Yeah.
He does that.
An air bubble in the syringe.
Yeah.
or the
yeah,
IV.
it's not a fun way to go. Believe me, I know.
Kind of boring.
You've
though.
done it to 4 people.
Michael slit the
You're
marshal's
a
throat
Black Widow murderer,
with the
Brad.
scalpel. Operating room. Loomis gives Lori the marshal's gun. Then Loomis gets stabbed by Michael.
Okay.
Lori shoots Michael Myers in the eyes. Like
Okay.
two
Death?
shots.
2 shots
Boom,
in the eyes?
boom, blood
Damn.
pouring down the mask.
What do you say, death or no? I think he's okay.
I mean, if this is the hard part, it's like we got to see him dead, right?
All right. Shot him in the eyes. Do you know what's behind the eyes? The brain.
Yeah, but if you shoot Jason in the eyes, or if you shoot Freddy Krueger in the eyes, they're gonna go like, ugh, and keep coming.
Well, more
This
than
is
that.
this
but
is
yeah.
this is blood coming
You
down the
shoot
outside
the
of the mask.
leprechaun in the eyes.
Well, Michael can't see, and he is
Stumbling
around the room,
He's
like
stabbing them. He
comically
stab stumbles.
slow.
Yeah.
like
Stab stumble.
A stabble.
and only at one height. So like if you went down just below where his
he
hands
should've-
are,
He should have been
Yeah.
thinking
you're
about
fine.
that. Yeah.
Meanwhile, both Loomis and Lori have turned on canisters of
Gas.
some sort of probably explosive
Propane.
gas.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that there'd be propane in an operating room, but oxygen.
Yeah, I don't think there
There
would
was
be propane.
super
propane and
flammable.
propane accessories.
Yeah.
That's not a good hand kill.
No, it's not.
No, it wasn't even a good pull.
kind of a weird time to pull that impression out too.
Yeah.
So
Wait, maybe they were gonna grill in the operating room.
possible.
Well, they have a hot tub.
Yeah.
They got parts.
Yeah.
He's
Throw
like,
that liver on the grill.
Lori, run out of here. I'm Loomis. I'm going to protect you. She runs out. Loomis, fires a gun or starts a fire in some way.
Yeah.
He gets exploded down the hallway, but survives. Michael then walks out of the operating room on fire after just having been shot in both eyes.
Mm-hmm.
This is, after 6 hours before had been shot 6 times
6
with a
times,
revolver.
yeah.
So a lot of bullets in Michael. He's more bullet than man at
He's
this
got
point.
8 pieces of lead right in
Yes.
his
And
body.
2 in his eye, and
Yeah.
he got exploded.
And wanders out on fire. Lori's freaking out. He collapses. He's clearly dead at the end of 2.
Yep.
Okay.
And the next morning,
I will count that as a death. for
Lori
sure.
is transferred to another hospital, traumatized but still alive, and that's how Halloween 2
That's Halloween 2.
ends.
So how many kills did he do?
10 kills. So we are at 16.
Did you count? Did you count Ben Tramer?
I counted.
That's not. He didn't kill Ben Tramer.
Yeah, he did. He wouldn't have been dead if it wasn't for Michael.
He wouldn't be dead if it weren't for the police officer driving the car.
Oh
I
my
like to hold
God.
people accountable for their crimes.
I'm just going off
You're
screen-
one of those people where they can just do whatever they want.
ScreenRant.com says 10 kills.
Well, if,
All right.
if Screen Rant says 10 kills,
And how many? So you got to find a second one because now Michael Myers has been
16.
killed.
good. We got 16 deaths,
16 kills.
16 kills. No, well, 16 deaths
Right.
to family members and friends
Yep.
and loved ones.
Right.
Board is so.
And if you think about it, it all depends.
Right.
In Michael Myers' eyes, that are all bullets now,
Yep.
he has racked up 16 deaths, but he's been killed one time.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Good point.
I hate this board. I hate this board so much. They're like, Do you like it? What if it was impossible to deal with?
Yes.
And you're like, well, I don't have to deal with it. That's fine. We'll give it to Ray.
Okay.
Guys, my fellow boys,
Yes.
it's almost Halloween, and I thought for this sponsor ad break that we're doing right now,
Right.
it would be fun to make it a little festive. All right?
Okay.
So we're going to do this one Halloween style.
Ooh,
all right?
okay.
Yeah, which is also a position. You can do it Halloween style.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
there's
the
a jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, there you go.
Grab her by the stump. You know what I mean?
What?
You gotta get in them guts. You gotta get in them guts.
What's the stump? What's the stump?
Ponytail.
Oh,
What were you thinking, Ray?
a part of a body.
Oh, okay.
All right, you ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll put in some spooky music right here. All right, here we go. Ready? When you find your dick has less life in it than it used to, it's time to chew it. Blue Chew, that is. Blue Chew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable tablets, all at a fraction of the cost. Take them anytime and be ready whenever an opportunity arises.
I got a cool Halloween thing too. You ready? Okay. Keep that. Wait. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm the first person out of the three of us to order some Blue Chew. Right?
That's not spooky.
I was gonna be spooky. I get to spook. You ready for this?
All right.
So I ordered the Blue Chew. It was super simple. They had someone call me. It took no time at all. Came in, took one, had a nice puff chub, as we've talked about.
We haven't.
It was nice and puffed up, nice and chubbed up, right?
I'm
Now
so
it's
against
spooky.
this
Now
phrase.
it's spooky.
I was
It's
like-
getting spooky.
Lovely time, wonderful time. Almost, I gotta say the person I was making love to was like, this is almost suspiciously fun. And I said, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Walked outside to take out the trash.
Yeah.
Vampire shows up. And he's like, he's like, listen, he's like, I'm on my last legs. I need the most blood I can possibly get.
Right, yeah, of course.
Where should I bite you?
And his tongue was stiff for a week. This has the movie. This is terrible. Don't make that a gif. I will kill you. Brad,
Anyway,
save us.
I'm going to be honest. Vampire thing didn't happen.
What?
Love making,
But my dick was hard.
suspiciously fun.
That is fair.
Dangerously cheesy? your love making is going to become suspiciously fun.
I have a part that I'm supposed to read verbatim.
Spooky. Make it spooky.
Make it spooked.
If you could benefit if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, Blue Chew can help. Chew it and do it. We have a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code Funbearable at checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping. That's bluechew.com, code Funbearable to receive your first month free. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. Thank you, Blue Chew, for sponsoring the podcast. Is that a full moon?
Oh.
And I will say this. I really want to say this. Really, if you love the podcast, support Blue Chew. Go sign up because they really are helping us out a lot. The Blue Chew sponsorship helped pay for our official artwork.
Yeah.
They paid for your guys' first trip to New York to do a bunch of our guest interviews.
Well, I have been to New York before.
Well, our first trip to New York is a Funbearable game.
I've only been to
It's the
Old
fun
Yo.
game.
Okay, all right.
And it really is really important for us to support, to have sponsors to
Yeah.
support it. And we really do appreciate Blue Chew helping us do that. It helps keep the podcast going. And thank you to Blue Chew.
Thank you. Ray's sinuses are just making his whole day a living nightmare. Let's have him do that. Sorry, guys. Do I sound stuffy?
You're fine. So anyway,
If only I had like a.
you want to use my
nasal
Vicks?
spray?
You want to use my Vasil sprays?
Your Vasil sprays?
You want to use it?
No, I'm all sorry.
Okay,
The marvelous Miss Vasil spray.
So, John Carpenter and Deborah Hill were like, we don't want to do more Michael Myers stories, so let's make him
Right.
definitively die in Halloween 2.
Yes,
Right.
which
He's
they should
dead.
have done and stuck with.
They did. So what happened was, they said, you know what'd be cool? This is why some people are like, isn't there a Halloween without Michael Myers? What is that about?
Yeah, the best one.
Here's why. Halloween, they thought it could be basically like National Lampoon.
Oh my God, Ray's gonna pull the scissors out of his head and stab me.
They thought it could be like National Lampoon, where every year they have Halloween and then a
it's
subtitle,
hilarious.
and it's its own standalone movie.
Yeah, and they even got the band together to remake Holiday Road, and it was called Halloween Road, and it went Halloween Road.
That's
Halloween
why-
Road.
Halloween,
Laurie
Animal House.
Strode.
Ooh, nice.
So that's why there is a movie called Halloween 3: Season of the Witch,
Yep.
where Michael Myers is not a character in the movie.
Yeah.
So, and Halloween 3: Season of the Witch, it's my favorite Halloween season movie. Not my favorite Halloween series movie, but my favorite movie of the Halloween season.
Ooh, that's tough. That's a tough one. 'Cause
I know.
There's a lot. There's a
We're gonna
lot
talk.
that can be there. Yeah.
We're gonna talk. So this is I got this, which is pretty sweet. This is from NECA, another one of our fine sponsors.
Nope.
It has these pretty sweet action figures. I like that.
That is fun.
All right, it's pretty cool. So,
Yeah.
and
I'll
what
be
it-
honest. I like the masks.
Oh, I love
I just
them.
want the masks.
I know. So basically, what happened was he came up with this movie. I don't know who directed it or anything. I think that this is where John Carpenter was like, "I'm not going to direct these anymore."
Right.
Or did he direct Halloween 3?
He did not direct Halloween 3.
Okay, I'm not sure if he did, but he did. I think he did do the music and he produced it. I'm sure. And Deborah Hill was also a producer. I'm sure
He might have directed.
he might have directed it. So basically, Halloween 3 is a story. Essentially, it's a very strange story, and what happens is we start out. There's a guy. He's running. He's like, I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I'm running around. I'm crazy. They're like, they're going to kill us or something. He's just going nuts. And no one knows why. And he gets in a car and the car explodes. Or maybe the car explodes with some people chasing him.
Directed by Tommy Lee Wallace.
There you go.
Ah.
So
Some people are chasing him.
Some people are
He's got
chasing
a
him.
jack-o'-lantern Halloween mask with him.
yes. And it explodes. And so they kind of alert this young girl. They're like, hey, really sorry to tell you, your father has died,
Yeah.
has passed away. And she's like, what? My father is dead. How could this be? And at the same time, we're introduced to this character that's a doctor played by
Tom Atkins.
Tom
Yes,
Atkins.
Tom Atkins.
He's
yeah.
awesome.
Sorry,
He's
I blanked.
awesome.
Tom Atkins. Yeah, he's fantastic. In this.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah.
So what
If
happened?
this movie, because I know this movie well, I
Yeah.
like this one. If they cut like 90% of the hotel scenes, anything that happens in the motel, sorry,
the Holiday Inn.
you got a tight movie that's real fun.
Oh, the whole thing's great. I like the
Yeah.
hotel scenes.
It drags a little when you get into the motel.
Yeah, but
That's
people-
just you like seeing what's his name again? Tom
Atkins.
Atkins.
Yes.
You just like seeing Tom Atkins. Fuck.
Well, here's
That's
the
what you-
thing. Tom
That's your-
Atkins gets around in this movie. I don't
Yeah.
know if you noticed, like he slaps a nurse on the butt. He kisses
Yeah.
one. Like
Sure.
it's crazy.
That's
This
your
guy's-
Atkins system.
It's
that you
basically I was like, who should I be when I grow up? And I wrote down everything he did, and that's me.
like.
So
Michael Myers or Tom Atkins.
and so Brad took Michael Myers. I took Tom Atkins.
Yeah.
So talks less and less. So what happens is he's like, yeah, this seems pretty strange that this guy died. And I believe what happens is he goes to the guy goes to the hospital. He's still alive, and then someone follows the dad, not Tom Atkins, the dad that was screaming in the beginning, and someone kills him in the hospital.
Someone like he escapes the hospital and they like set him on fire in the car.
Right. So what happens is the girl's like, this is suspicious, and Tom Atkins is like, what are you talking about? Why is this suspicious? Why do they team up?
He was a doctor, and he was like, you know what, this is suspicious. Let's go investigate the Silver Shamrock mask processing company.
And I almost feel like there's a specific little town that has been like completely taken over by this company, right? They go to the little town and it's like there's
Yeah.
a curfew.
Yeah, if
There-
I'm remembering correctly.
There's
yeah.
even like speakers, like loudspeakers, and it's like, it is 8 p.m., time to go to sleep. The voice in the curfew, Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah, how about that?
Ah, that's fun.
Yeah.
And so they go there. They're like, I guess this is interesting. I guess we go look up this mask company. They go there. She sees her dad's car in the parking lot or in like the garage of one of
Yeah.
their things. And she's like, we got to figure this out. So they go inside the mask company. And I guess a family who continues, or maybe it was a guy who owns a joke shop. He has sold so much of their merchandise
Yeah,
that
yeah.
he won like a free tour of the facilities or something. Him and his family. It's like a
Yeah.
man, a wife, and a son. And I think they're staying
Wow.
a man, a husband,
No,
a wife,
man,
a woman.
a woman, and a child.
A
you
son?
You just see. I just see
You see a
patriarchy. Woman, and you're just like, she's a wife.
But I said the kid is a
that's
son.
her job. That's her description. That's what she looks like. That's what she lives for. She's a wife.
But I said the kid is a son. Isn't that the same thing? If a woman is a wife and a kid is a son, that's the same.
If a woman is a wife and a kid is a son,
That's the same.
I don't know.
It is, Brad.
I just know another patron at this motel has discovered a little microchip on the mask. She goes to take it off, gets like shot in the face
With a laser.
with amazing special effects, and
Yep.
then a bug crawls out of this deceased face.
Yes.
Foreshadowing.
Pretty
So
puzzling.
basically, this woman's dad died mysteriously. She's going to investigate.
Were you about to describe our second lead as wife?
a girl.
Tom Atkins' wife. No, they just met today.
No, they met.
That's her. That's his wife.
And Tom
That's his
Atkins, it's weird though. I can't figure out why he, as the doctor, would go with her to investigate. Can you figure that out?
She was attractive.
Yeah, she's cute.
I can't remember anymore.
Yeah.
It is fun though that like he's supposed to be a doctor when they very
Yes.
easily could have made him a reporter or an investigator
Or someone that
of some
knows her
kind.
dad. Or
yeah,
someone that
or
knows-
like a PI or something like that.
And I think-
Because Tom Atkins has that vibe.
There is an implication that I think he's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
There's definitely
And she's a bottle of beer.
they
Yep.
show that the fact that he's divorced from his wife and he goes to see his kids and he gave them 2 of the silver shamrock masks.
Right.
Yeah.
Which are the 3 masks here? It's a pumpkin, a witch, and a skeleton mask. They're
Right.
very specific.
But I think it's fun though that he's a doctor because he just doesn't have a doctor vibe.
No.
Right? Like if I had to go see a specialist.
No, he's like me. He's like me as a doctor.
If I walk, no, he's
Everyone's looking for my help. I'm the only one that can help everybody. Everyone's attracted
He's like
to
a
me.
classically masculine kind of man.
Exactly. That's right.
Yeah, so not you.
Exactly
You're
me.
more the boy.
You're
the boy
who has turned
Brad's
into
the
a man.
wife. I am
The son.
Atkins.
No, you're not.
Yeah, you're the
I'm more
son.
of an
You're the
Atkin
wife.
than
I'm
you.
Atkins.
We're gonna reenact this movie, all 3 of us separately, and see which one fits into.
All right,
Atkins.
but your mouth's going to be filled with bugs.
I'm going to be one of the bugs.
You want to be in his mouth?
Nope.
So, anyway, what happens
Different
is
bug.
Different bugs. Different bugs.
she's like, "This is very confusing. I'm confused." They go to stay at a hotel, and he is so irresistible, which makes more sense as me than you. That she's like, "I'm gonna run to the bathroom," and she runs in the bathroom. But then she comes back wearing like a robe, but then she undoes the robe, and she's wearing this like really sexy nightie, which is
Yeah.
weird because it's like, why did she bring that to the hotel? That's a
Right.
weird thing to bring.
You never know.
That's a good reason.
Or it was in a vending machine.
It might have been in a vending machine.
I'm
And
gonna
she
go
was
get
like,
a soda.
She was like C1
Ooh.
Twix, and then she's like, "Oh no, I pressed
Twix.
C2."
Yes.
That's 2 cookie treats.
Yeah.
And then some panties.
All right, so
And- it's all filled with bugs.
oh no, so
Oh, that's too close to Sheila. I
Yeah,
just-
it is. So-
Y'all, I love the Halloween movies.
Yeah,
I do. You
so-
know when I watch them? St. Patrick's Day.
Oh.
Yep.
Silver Shamrock.
Not that one.
They
I watched that on
there's a jingle running throughout
Yeah.
the film.
It's like 8 more days till Halloween because Silver
Hi.
Shamrock, this mask
Hi.
company, has
Yeah.
these commercials running that are like tune in
Yeah.
at like 9 p.m. on Halloween.
Yep.
Right.
And so all the kids gather around your TV when you wear our masks. Come watch the TV.
Yeah.
And that's what they're advertising.
3 more days till Halloween. Halloween.
It-
Halloween.
Which is London Bridge is falling down. No one knows that but me.
What?
So-
it plays a lot.
So it
that
plays a lot.
jingle
It's
plays.
great. It's a
I
really
love
great.
the
it's
jingle,
gonna be-
and you know what? The advertisers behind that, whichever like Druidian wizards that
Yes.
were behind that particular ad campaign, bravo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what
I
happens?
think they won a Clio for it.
They did. It was filled with bugs.
So I believe what happens is, they're very curious. Tom Atkins.
Guys, when I'm the only one that laughs at something I say, it looks really bad.
I know.
It looks really bad.
I've seen some YouTube comments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so
on other videos that weren't ours. They were
so
ours.
Tom Atkins and the daughter of the man are very are very curious, and the family that won the tour of the company.
Yeah.
There's a head guy. I don't know his name.
Connell.
Connell. And Connell is like
Connell.
he's the head guy at Silver Shamrock.
Yeah.
He's like, "Why don't you guys go into this room? I want to show you a demonstration of something." And you're like, "Okay." And the kid has the Halloween mask on from Silver Shamrock.
Yep.
And he's like, "Watch the TV." And it's kind of this facsimile of a living room.
Yeah.
And so the mom and the dad,
Like this.
Oh.
Yep. Got some
Take it off. Take them off. Take them
So
off.
they sit down and the kid starts watching the thing and he's like, he starts watching this video that Silver Shamrock plays.
Yeah.
And he starts holding his head, and bugs and snakes start crawling out of the mask, and they're eating his head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now,
And so,
if we could just intercut that scene with whenever it cuts to the TV to show the wah, wah, wah thing that's making the mask trigger the mask, if we can cut to this episode.
also, when the bugs crawl out, put Brad's face on all the bugs. That'd
Yes,
be
please.
really
And
funny.
have them all going, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me.
Excuse me, sorry about that.
Excuse me.
So the family is not psyched, and then I think they're killed.
Yes.
They die.
Yeah.
They die somehow. So now we're getting into this plan.
At least they got to see their only child eaten by bugs.
So the audience is like, oh, this is not good. This is nefarious. Right?
Something's going on at this mask factory.
So then
Maskery.
Tom Atkins and his friend with the nightie, they made love, just like he made love to all of his nurses and his ex-wife. Because that's who he is. He just likes to make
Tom
love.
Atkins. He's
and
busy.
everyone is happy
Ellie.
about it.
Ellie is her name.
Elliot.
Ellie.
So he goes back to the mask factory with the girl, and they're like, there's something up, and they start inspecting, and the whole time you're seeing news reports that a stone is missing from Stonehenge,
Yeah.
which is a strange part of this movie.
What a weird thing to
It's
throw
so
in there.
bizarre.
You didn't even need it.
So no,
You didn't need it.
So, but here's the thing: at one point, some people are watching TV. What do they see?
Halloween 1.
The first Halloween movie, which
Look at
means
that.
they're living in our reality because
Yeah.
Halloween is a movie to me and you and Brad.
Halloween's a movie to all of us in our hearts.
So this is
So we are closer to the universe where Season of the Witch is real
Yes.
than we are to the reality of Halloween and Halloween.
And I'll
2.
say this. So this is the second continuity, if you're keeping track. I don't know if you want to write continuity on that and keep track. Better not. Don't mess with it.
Yeah, let's
all
not.
of it falls down.
So this is the second continuity in the series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they basically go in the factory, and what's revealed is that all the people that work there, including the people that were chasing her dad, that kind of all are dressed the same and look very similar,
Yeah.
they're all robots.
They're robots.
They're
Yeah.
robots.
There are robots in the movie.
Connell, who is the head guy, who has white hair,
Not a robot.
not a robot. He basically
Imagine Count Dooku.
Yes, I think he catches them, and then they're like, "What are you doing? You killed the dad. What happened?" And the nurse calls Tom Atkins, and this is true. She goes, "I did the autopsy on the body of the man who died after killing the dad, and there was a lot of metal and rubber, which is so weird."
Yeah.
And
No,
so
well, to be fair, the nurse had never heard of a robot.
Yeah, true.
She didn't know what that was. She's
Right.
like, who ate all these wires?
delicious. Brad's like delicious.
Yeah.
So he catches him, and Tom Atkins is like, "You're doing bad stuff here. I can tell." And the girl's like, "You did bad things to my dad."
and that's a quote from the movie. You're doing bad stuff here. I can tell.
That's on par with the writing of this film.
And
Yeah,
Connell
yeah.
is like, "Well, use the powers of Stonehenge."
Right.
And they're like, "For what?" And he goes, "To play a trick on the children. When they tune in, their heads will be eaten by bugs and snakes." And he tells them the whole plan, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Which I do love. I love that he does kind of describe this as a trick on the
he
children.
goes, "It's Halloween is about tricks.
Right.
And the greatest trick of all is played on the children, right?"
It's so great. I love
So
the idea
weird.
that he's doing this horrible thing. He's killing all the kids,
Oh, yeah.
basically. He would love to get a mask on every single kid.
Yes.
And it's like, but why? Why are you doing this with this weird,
Yeah,
nefarious
there's no
magic
there's
on
no
this
real
rock?
good explanation.
And he just goes, just playing a trick on the kid. Just a goof. But I like
Me
that.
too. I like it too.
Yeah.
It's a great single individual story for an anthology series.
I'm just real fucked up.
And he kind of is revealed because I guess Season of the Witch he's kind of like a witch.
He's a witch, yeah.
He's,
He's
a witch or
warlock. He's a Weezer.
And here's an interesting thing. In some movies, Halloween is Michael Myers is played by Dick Warlock, and that is the villain of this movie.
And also,
Get it?
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just going to do a joke about
Oh, you got to?
No, it doesn't matter.
Is it
anymore.
about Dick Warlock?
Yeah, it was just that's what you call your
Yep.
penis.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, he puts a little robe on it.
And I have little horns, but those were natural.
And you thump it against the rock.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Like Stonehenge.
I think what happens is maybe there's like I know there's a part where there's a camera and Tom Atkins is like tied up and he has his foot free and a mask and he goes hacha and he throws and he kicks the mask up and it goes on the camera. That seems ridiculous. He got it on the first try.
Oh, that's
in
great.
real life.
I love it.
When he filmed
Yeah,
it.
it's
You know
practical.
why?
Awesome.
He's Tom Atkins.
Yeah,
That's why.
exactly. That.
He escapes.
Yeah, that's right. That's me.
No, I'm
No,
saying
you're going nuts,
You
dude.
look at me. You look at me.
He
That's
and-
what I'm saying.
he-
Isn't
and-
that going in your head at all times to everybody? That's how you say hello to people. Oh, he smells my dog. Again, if you don't laugh when I laugh.
He and Ellie flee.
They flee.
Yeah.
They flee. He escapes.
Oh, they get out. They take
flee.
off, yeah.
However, it's not Ellie.
No, you're ruining it.
All right.
Forget that.
I already saw the movie.
For everyone else watching.
Forget what he said.
So they basically like explode the factory?
Yeah.
Or no, they don't explode the factory, but they kill a bunch of the robots.
Right.
They actually use some of the chips.
I think the fire is set in the factory.
Well, they use the chip and it kills a bunch of the robots from one of the masks. So they escape and he's like, we got to tell everybody. We got to call the news station. And so they're running. And then wait a minute. Tom Atkins turns to his left and he's like, Ellie, what do you think? Shouldn't we stop this mask issue?
Yeah.
And she goes like this, like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah," and she's a robot too.
Yeah.
Which is really strange because why would she help him? If she's one of their robots,
Right.
when did that happen? The switch? Why did she help him kill the other robots? What's going on here?
Yeah.
Anyway, they get into like a car
Presumably,
accident.
the switch happened in the factory when Tom Atkins was tied up.
yeah.
Yes, but
presumably.
then
Right.
she helped him escape.
Yeah. She helped
Which
him
is
attack
weird.
the other robots.
For a good goof. The
Yeah.
robots love
Ah, big
suspense
trick.
and they love a
the
goof.
trick on the other robots.
Because
Yeah.
they were created by the Warlock, and
Yep.
the Warlock's like, because it's a trick
I
on
love
Tom
tricks.
Atkins.
So
Car crash.
car
Yep.
crash. Ellie is dead. She's a robot. Tom Atkins runs to a nearby gas station or a mechanic that's
Yeah.
closed.
Yep.
He sees that it's like the commercial's almost here. It's starting, and you see
Yeah.
kids around the country all gathering around their TVs with their masks. And we, as the audience, know, oh, they're gonna turn to bugs and snakes. And so Tom Atkins is like, he calls ABC, and he's like, you gotta stop it, you piece of shit! Don't run the commercial. That turns into bugs and snakes. And ABC's like, oh, thank God you called, and they turn it off. But then it goes to another station and it's playing on every station. And he's like, no. He's like, it's on every station. And he's like, I gotta call NBC now. And he starts to call and he's like, no, stop it. And then it's like,
He's on the phone with them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, I think it's a beautiful moment because he's on the phone.
Yeah.
And there is that element, for as silly as the movie is.
Yes, very silly.
There is that relatable, I think, moment of him like, no, I know what's happening.
Yes.
And it's about to happen right now.
Yes.
And just trying to explain it on the phone to somebody, it's like, what? Right?
Yes,
like, you know what I
yes.
mean? Like, there's some guy on the phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he gets one channel to take it off, but then he realizes it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's looking at it and he's like, you gotta turn it off. You gotta stop it. Stop it. Stop it. And then he looks directly in the camera and he goes, stop it. And then the movie
freeze
ends.
frame.
Yeah. And the movie ends like that.
I love how dark that is.
I love the whole
how
movie.
dark that is.
I love the tone of the movie. I love how silly it is. I love the fun. It's so much
Yep.
fun to watch. And one of my favorite things is introducing that movie to people that have not seen it, and they're like, yeah, I guess I heard that there's a Halloween without Michael Myers, and I'm like, it's excellent. And we watch it, and it's fun. It's campy. It's a little scary. It's a little spooky. It's very fun.
Yeah.
What's your take?
I enjoy it because it's not terrifying. It's not, it's not a horror that stays with you.
No.
And it's not full of jump scares. It's and the production value being what it is, it's a fun watch with other people.
And
Yeah.
I'll say this. We should incorporate this. How do you feel about Halloween 1, 1978?
Halloween 1, classic.
Really good.
Halloween 2, drudgery.
Halloween 2 is okay. It's pretty weird, but there's some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
There's some interesting stuff. And I will say, in terms of horror movie in a hospital, I feel like that's happened a bunch now. So it feels like, oh, it's just one of many. But at the time, I don't think a lot of that existed. So I think it's a very inferior second chapter to Halloween 1, but it's not bad. And you got to think this is at the beginning. I think it's 1981. It's the beginning of all the slasher stuff.
I just think it neuters the end of the first movie.
it does.
It really does neuter that idea of like,
It
this was
does.
just one story and he's still out there somewhere.
It does, but I think
You know?
that is common when you serialize something that is intelligent and kind of unique.
Yeah.
Like, I think that even
Like, Michael Myers in the first movie is like Jaws. You don't see him that much to
Right.
begin with.
Right.
As things start to get a little further ahead, it's
Yes.
like, oh man, he's a bad dude. He's killing a lot of people.
Yeah.
And yes, in Jaws, the shark does die.
Yeah.
But the horror of that idea is like, but there are other sharks.
Right.
They're all out there. They're
Yeah.
out in the water, and
Yeah.
it scares the shit out of you. With the first Halloween, Michael Myers is a cold, calculated killing machine. He has no emotion about any of it. He's like a shark. He'll just kill you. If he wants to kill you, he'll kill you. And the horror is like he's out there somewhere, just like the deep blue sea.
Yeah.
And to go back to that and be like, no, let's really focus on that. Is what happened to the Jaws movies.
Right.
And it's like,
Well,
let's
that's-
try and focus on that. It's like, let's
I mean, you got to think, one of the other things that happened in pop culture that's really interesting is like, I grew
it's
up
9/11.
knowing about Predator, the character of Predator,
yeah,
the
Predator,
alien.
yeah.
And then I went back and watched the original Predator.
Mm-hmm.
It's a twist that Predator is an alien. It's supposed to be a guy the whole time that you think about. And at the end, it's just like, nope, it's an alien. Oh my God. And it's another thing where it's like, well, it kind of, like, later on, when you make 1 million of them and it's just an alien, it really takes it into a weird direction that's not the original plan. Because these movies were made as individual stories with conclusive moments.
Yeah.
And I think it happens a lot. I mean, even Saw, which I like, Saw 1 works so well as an individual story.
Absolutely.
And then to turn it into another thing where it's like, what else would he do if this guy was doing this to people? It just changes what it is.
Right.
So I think it's very common for that to happen. I mean, even Friday the 13th is Jason Voorhees' mom killing people because of what happened to her son. To think about what it became is interesting. Even Nightmare on Elm Street is very different.
Sure.
Anyway, I think Halloween 2 is thumbs middle. Okay.
Thumbs down.
Halloween 1,
Thumbs up.
Halloween 3,
Thumbs up. But for a different reason than Halloween 1.
yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I wish they had kept going with the anthology idea.
I
I
love
wish
the idea.
they would have kept going with every Halloween as a different story.
Right.
Yes.
Because it seems like it could have been really fun.
I agree.
So the board doesn't change.
Well,
board doesn't change.
The board does not change for the sake of Michael Myers. However, just for
Yeah.
Yeah.
Screen Rant says 22 kills, the most violent of the Halloween films.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
Wow.
But I gotta say, I think a lot of them were robots.
Now what happened
That's
was that's true actually. Yeah.
Now we got to have a whole discussion about what sentient life is, what is being human.
All right. So now what happened was when this movie came out in maybe 1983, 1982, I don't know when.
This couch is too short for me and I'm uncomfortable.
So what happened was the audience was like, "Oh, a new Halloween? Can't wait, Michael Myers," because it was huge. Halloween 1 was huge. You know that they used to like tour it every summer or maybe every fall. So back then, when Halloween 1 it got
Every
so
Easter,
big
they would
that
bring
they would
it
like
out.
tour it like that. They would come back every year. It wasn't just like it was like now.
Right.
So
but this was back then.
This is back then.
When like a thing came and you'd like, I guess I got to go see that thing.
Exactly.
You know?
So when Halloween 3 came out, people fucking lost their minds because they went to go see it and they're like, there's no Michael Myers. This isn't continuing the story. Who's this Dick Warlock? And they finally said, like, you know what? We got to bring Michael Myers back. And so they made Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, including that title.
Yeah, so
to
they
let
could
the
tell
audience
people like,
know
it's okay, the guy's back.
he's back. So
It's 10 years later. Michael Myers, despite having been shot in the eyes and set on fire,
And shot in the chest 6 times.
has been in a coma for 10 years.
since the explosion, so he's alive.
So they're transporting him for some
Well,
reason.
let me take away death.
No. That's one death.
And they casually mention, hey, Michael Myers' Laurie Strode was the sister. You know, she had a kid, so technically this guy's got a niece. That wakes
Every
up.
familial connection happens off screen.
Yeah.
Right?
And by the way,
Yeah.
he's in a coma and his hands are just like down. And then she's like, he has a niece. And Michael Myers' hand goes like,
He's immediately
I'm not
full
kidding. It
of
does
rage.
do that.
Oh my
It does
God.
do that in the movie.
Full of rage.
And it's funny because they kind of, in these movies, I've noticed this. Tell me if you noticed this. Like a logical inconsistency will happen. And then they'll have the characters pointed out. Like in the first movie, they're like, do you think Michael Myers stole that car? And someone will be like, no, he can't drive. He's been in jail since he was 8. And then he'll just be driving.
Yeah.
And in this one, they'll be like, do you think Michael Myers broke out and killed a bunch of people? They'll be like, no. He's been in a coma for 10 years. His muscles will be atrophied. And like they just kind of
They
point
just
out
call
these
it out.
things. Yeah,
They
they
call
just
it
say
out.
it. So what happens is, I believe he
he-
wakes up in the ambulance.
He kills the medical workers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go
Man,
somehow drive.
dangerous to be a doctor or a nurse in this world.
Well, also
Especially
dangerous.
on
in
Halloween.
Haddonfield?
Also dangerous to be a mechanic because he's got to get new
Gotta get the
coveralls.
new
Yeah.
overalls.
Or just a guy that Lori wanted to fuck?
Yes. Well, he
Or
was.
was maybe thinking about fucking?
Yeah.
That
Yes.
was an accident. That was the police, you said.
Yeah.
So
Well,
not Michael
I
Myers.
didn't say it. They did it.
Okay.
We watched it happen.
There should be a trial.
Loomis was excited about it.
Loomis tracked Michael.
Yes.
He heard Michael
Loomis is here.
the ambulance crashed.
Loomis
is
survived
fine.
a massive explosion.
Yes.
He has a burn face.
Yeah, he does have scarring on the
He does
right
have
side of his face.
scarring. That is right. Yeah.
So he's like, I got to find Michael. Tracks him down to this truck stop where
Yes.
the mechanic and a waitress have just been killed.
Can I-
What? I'll say this.
Yeah.
Michael steals a tow truck, crashes it into gas pumps. Another explosion. Loomis's car is wrecked. Loomis is stranded at this rest stop.
Okay.
And Michael is making his way back
Well,
to
yeah, because
Haddonfield.
Michael's like, you exploded me.
Yeah, I'm going to explode you.
I'll explode you.
Yeah.
Tit for tat.
At this point, 10 years later,
Yes.
after the events of what is essentially 2 bad days, right?
Yep.
After those events with Michael Myers, Loomis is scarred up to shit.
Yeah.
You'd think, like, I got to get out of this game, right?
Yeah.
And also, what about his
Loomis
other...
is such a good friend.
What about his patients that he had? Did he have patients after that? Or has he been in physical therapy since then?
I
With skin
presume
grafts
he
and
went
shit.
right back to work. You got to get back on that horse.
He doesn't
Yeah.
seem like he thinks about much else.
No, he really seems
Obsessed?
Fixated.
Ahab-like.
Yeah.
It would be
A-cab?
fun to... It would be a cab, yeah. Yep.
Well, that's what you're saying about Ben Tramer.
Well, he's not a bastard.
No, but
The cop that ran him over is a bastard, I would say. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Don't you think Ben Tramer deserves... Oh, yeah, you are notoriously... This is an awkward thing, and we haven't really talked about this, but Chuck has one of those stickers with the blue line on it. And then I remember he got a permanent marker, a blue permanent marker, and he's like, not big enough. And he did an even thicker blue line.
It's just a solid blue flag at this
Oh
point.
yeah,
It's weird 'cause
every
it's-
time you read the paper, you're like, "Well, what did he do?"
here's what's weird is I just have a big blue bumper sticker, and then
Yeah.
no one can tell what it is. So
Yeah.
when I drive by, people I go, "That's supposed to be the blue line."
It's a thick blue line,
It's
you
so
piece of
thick.
shit.
Takes up the whole thing. So anyway,
Yeah, but Loomis should be fired or retired at this point, right?
fired or retired.
He probably went through an inquiry of some sort.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think maybe they felt sympathy
He
for
rules.
him.
Loomis rules. So anyway, so he's like, "Hey, I got to figure out this guy again. I can't believe this. Back to the old tricks." And so he's following him to Haddonfield, and then we see this little girl. Her name is Jamie.
Jamie.
And by the way, Laurie Strode. We find out in the ambulance. Brad forgot this part. They're like, "So what happened to Laurie Strode?" And they're like, "Oh, she died in that car accident off screen, and so she's dead." I'm not kidding.
Okay.
And so, but she has this daughter.
Yeah.
This illegitimate daughter.
Oh, she died in some lazy writing.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
There was a
Yeah.
lazy writing accident.
Yeah.
She died in it.
So then we flash to.
and her daughter Jamie,
Yep.
which is ironic, right? Because she's played
Yep.
by Jamie Lee
It's not
Curtis.
ironic. It's named after her.
I'm so sorry. I will leave. I know when I'm not wanted. I do think it's interesting. The actress, the little girl actress
Yep.
that played Jamie, she went on later. She did a few other things, but she went on later to be a bad influence with Darlene in Roseanne.
Oh.
She was a real bad influence.
Danielle Harris?
Yeah.
I love Danielle
She was a
Harris.
bad influence. She got Darlene to sneak off to see a concert in Chicago.
That's not
but
so
then
bad.
she was hooking up with some guy in a van.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Darlene was upset. And she had to get a cab all the way home.
That
And
doesn't
Roseanne
sound
was
bad.
really, really mad.
Oh, yeah.
But she still had the girl's purse. And that's when Roseanne knew Darlene was telling the truth. And then this girl is a bad influence.
No, she's not.
And she was trying to hook up with Darlene's boyfriend.
Well, I'll say this.
So what do you say to that?
In this film, she was having nightmares about a boogeyman
Good.
Boogie.
in a mask.
Yep.
So her name was Jamie, played by Danielle Harris,
Mm-hmm.
and I think she was like adopted by this family.
Yep.
And
For the movie.
she was basically, here's one thing that's a little bit weird in the Halloween movies, and I'll just admit that maybe it's not great writing. She has
Great
some
writing.
visions, like the Brad's talking about, the nightmares.
Yeah.
But it's really unclear if we're seeing her nightmares or if we're seeing things happen. I mean, I guess we're not seeing them happen.
Not yet.
Because she doesn't notice the boogeyman at
Right.
first. So we see Michael Myers in her room,
Yeah.
but she doesn't know he's there. But he's not really there. So it's like if she doesn't know it, then what are we seeing?
Yeah.
Right,
We,
yeah,
we,
yeah,
hit,
yeah.
we hit some tropes like
Your wrench.
the dad is like kind of abusive and kind of an alcohol, like
Yeah.
like it's a bad home life for poor Jamie here,
Right.
who is 9 years old and having visions, and her mother passed away in an accident off screen.
Yeah.
And
She's going through her own shit.
she's going through some stuff.
Yeah.
And she wants to go out on Halloween, and her teenage sister is like, I want to party with my friends on Halloween.
Yeah, she doesn't want to take care of her. And then Danielle Harris, Jamie, the character of the 8-year-old girl, is like
You keep saying the
That's
actual
'cause I-
actress's name because I feel like you had a crush on her when you were young.
I'll say this. She comes back in another continuity of Halloween.
Of course she
as
does, yeah.
somebody else.
Yep.
And I like her a lot in that.
You have a crush on her.
When she's 30.
You have a crush on her.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I
She's
didn't
very
mean
pretty.
now. I like how you had to no. When she's 30.
When she's 30.
Yeah. What about 29? Yuck. Pass.
No, so anyway, she feels like she's like something. She says something like, "This family doesn't love me," or she says something like that.
Yeah.
Like basically, like my sister doesn't love me. I don't belong here, or something. And they're like, "Look how you made her feel," to the older sister. So, we kind of have this vague sense that Michael is coming for her. Because of
Yeah,
that scene,
yep.
and obviously he's on the loose. It's Halloween again.
Well, he's got to be frustrated if you're Michael Myers and your whole raison d'etre was to kill Laurie Strode.
And then she just
then you
dies.
find out while you were in a coma, Laurie died from sloppy driving.
Yep.
Mike Myers is like, God damn it.
Yeah,
I was in a
it's
coma
tough.
that whole time.
It's
And then you
tough.
find out there's a daughter. You're like, aha.
Oh, okay, maybe that makes sense. I
I'll
guess
kill the dude.
that makes sense.
I'll kill the darter because I
The
can't
darter.
I'll
get
kill the innocent daughter.
my niece.
Yes.
So what happens then?
Jamie is in the store with her sister, the mask store. Michael is there.
The hardware store, yeah.
Getting his mask
At the hardware
and
store.
kind of sees Jamie or like menaces her. She freaks out.
Right.
They flee from Michael, and the older sister is like, hey, like, I'm here for you. I'll take you trick-or-treating tonight. I'll buy you ice cream now. Like, we're sisters and I care.
Double scoops.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Wait, so Mike got his mask at this place that you're just talking about?
yeah.
Guys, if you live in Haddonfield, do not stock
The
Mike Myers mask. You're just asking for trouble.
They go out trick or treating. Michael breaks into the house, finds the portrait of Laurie Strode, like it says "mom" on it or whatever.
Yep.
And knows Loomis.
It says
finally shows up.
context right
Yeah.
on it.
Loomis shows up out of breath. He's like, "Hey, Sheriff,
Out of breath?
Sheriff Meeker, Michael Myers has escaped. He's coming to Haddonfield."
Hell's coming to your little town, Sheriff.
Yeah.
He says that?
And Michael goes to a power station.
Cirque du Soleil?
Yeah. Throws this guy into an electrical transformer, attacks the police station, kills every police officer there.
Wow.
Which is weird because it's like you'd think they'd be able to stop him with guns.
Mount some sort of
But it all
defense.
happens off screen, so we don't know what happened.
Well, we don't know.
He might be juking.
We don't know
and
the situation
dodging.
that happened.
Right.
Okay.
So
it just takes one good guy with a gun.
Well, there are a lot
you
of
had a good Mike
a lot of
Myers.
so-called good guys with guns form a mob. They're like, we're going to protect this town.
because the police are dead.
Yeah.
By the way, the
Militia.
Sheriff Meeker, I'll go out on a limb. One of my favorite characters in the series.
Yeah, I think.
What a
Wasn't he
terrible
great?
name for a sheriff.
Yeah.
Meeker. Meeker.
Yep. Well, he's going to inherit the earth.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So
I would always go me like that.
and Meeker is like
Beaker.
Yeah.
Yes.
Meeker. So basically, Meeker's like, I don't want this crazy mob doing this, but he's like, I guess all my police are dead. So yeah,
better
go
go
nuts.
check with Deputy Winston Honeydew real quick.
And the older sister, Rachel, shows up. She wants to pick up her boyfriend. Answering the door at her boyfriend's house. The sheriff's hot daughter. Her boyfriend's cheating on her.
Oh yeah, that's
no.
right. Yeah.
So
I hope he
she's,
gets a moral comeuppance.
well,
No.
yeah.
He doesn't
So-
get killed?
I don't know. He probably does. So
You
Mike-
watched it.
I remember it.
He gets some comeuppance.
Okay.
So, we got this mob running around. The
Yep.
police are dead except for Meeker. Loomis is chasing after Michael Myers. Michael Myers is chasing after little Jamie.
Well, he's chasing after Rachel. Rachel finds Jamie. They take shelter in the sheriff's house
Yes.
Okay.
with the cheating, the other woman and the cheating boyfriend.
Ooh,
and then the
salacious.
sheriff gets there. And so really they're like, all right, we have this house. It is protected. We are protecting like Michael Myers, like victim or a potential victim. We're protecting
and
this little
also my
girl.
collectibles.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't let Michael
He's
get
like-
near my Hummels.
He's
Not
like,
near
I've
my
got
Mickey
these
Mouse."
Halloween 3 masks. They're collectible. I've got
if
the
he
silver
gets near
samurai.
my Hummel figurines,
Yes.
I swear to God, I'll hold all of you responsible.
Yes.
So
You too, little kid. You're culpable
You-
for the
you know what?
same crimes
It's
as that man.
Loomis's fault. If my Hummels go
Loomis,
broken.
you scarred bastard. Get over
Yep.
here.
Michael Myers basically comes to the house.
Kills the deputy who's like downstairs with a shotgun.
He's keeping
Benson Honeydew?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
keeping watch, and I think Michael Myers takes his own shotgun and like pushes it through his body.
Yes.
Oh,
Weird.
God.
I think he wants to stay quiet, so to trick
Yeah.
So
everybody
you
else.
just be real quiet doing that. Yeah, he's telling the deputy, shh, don't ruin it. Don't ruin it.
Kills
so bad. I need
I don't.
I want to scream so bad.
kills the other woman. And then
Well,
Rachel,
he does one of his tricks, his patented tricks.
Yep.
He goes, I have an idea. And he puts on the sheriff's hat, and he puts on his whole uniform,
And
he
he
holds
si-
the
and he
gun,
sits.
and he sits in the dark.
like where the deputy
and
was.
the girl comes and she's like, deputy? And he's like, mm-hmm. And she's like, say something. And she's like, Happy Halloween. And he turns around.
He did
doesn't
not say
He
happy.
doesn't say happy. What the hell? He sounds like an old man.
He,
and goes, Happy Halloween. What?
Well, his vocal cords are unused. for-
Whammo.
Yeah. Kills her.
He
Rachel,
goes, psych, bitch.
Rachel
I can't
and
believe I
Jamie
said
and the boyfriend like flee upstairs. Rachel and Jamie are hiding in the attic. Brady, the cheating
Best
boyfriend.
place you want to go.
Yeah.
By
Oh,
the
yeah.
way, if you're running from a killer,
Yeah.
an unstoppable killing
Killing.
machine, what you want to do is go upstairs.
Yes.
Yes.
Nev Campbell makes that point in Scream, and then like early in Scream, and then later when she's being pursued, she runs upstairs.
You know why? Because when you're in a situation like that, it's easy to be a fucking armchair quarterback. But
No, when there was an unstoppable killing man that was chasing me when I was younger.
Yep.
And I could have gone upstairs.
Uh-huh.
I made the right choice, straight through the back door.
Yep.
Kept running.
Yep.
And I'm alive to tell the tale.
Is
My
he-
friend went up the stairs.
Oh, how's he doing?
Dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Come to think of it, though, his gravestone was taken recently.
I'm sure it's fine. The cheating boyfriend.
it's weird. It wasn't this the town? You haven't been back to the town in a long time.
Hamden?
Yeah.
The town of
Hamden.
Hampdenfield, Connecticut. You're right, yeah.
It was a night just like this. I was an employee of the video store who was
Yeah,
alleged to
yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
But no, he worked at Worst Video,
Yeah.
and that place got shut down
Yeah.
quick. Nobody went there.
Yeah.
Who bought that place?
Okay Video.
They did some upgrades.
Okay,
Yeah.
video.
But everybody was killed
yeah.
at OK Video.
Yeah, it's
Right.
weird.
That is weird.
On the day that, it was the same day that my friend died.
Which was
Uh,
October 2nd.
it was.
Cheating boyfriend gets
Halloween.
his skull crushed. So
Oh,
that's
how?
his moral comeuppance.
How in
I
Mike's
believe.
thighs.
No, I believe it's hands. I believe it's Michael's hands. Or he gets squished up against a wall. Michael did a lot of bashing people's heads against walls.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
A
he's
lot
not.
of-
He's not clever.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
not a
it's-
clever
Well,
It's
man.
not
his
finesse.
tricks are clever,
He's-
but his
he's-
kills are brutal.
He's more Mark Messier
More with his hands.
than Wayne Gretzky.
He did do the thing where he injected air into people, though.
Yeah, that was smart.
That was
Yeah.
pretty good.
To
Yeah.
their skull. The girls climb
But
out
it was
onto
just
the
a bike
roof.
pump up their ass.
Yes. It was a game.
It'll kill you eventually.
It was the game Dig Dug. The girls.
He took one of those Nike pumps and he put a little hose going in.
Press the little one. Press the little one to release it.
Reebok.
It was Reebok. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Reebok pumps.
The girls go to the roof. Jamie's okay. Rachel falls off the roof.
Who made
knocks
the lights?
herself
Who made the lights?
unconscious?
Who
Which
made the lights?
Yeah, remember when you touch in the lights? You stomp your feet?
L.A. Gear,
Cool.
probably.
Yeah.
That your dance was very odd.
Yeah. I didn't know what you were talking about, so I just saw you. I look over and I just see you go, "Who made the lights?
Yeah.
Who made the lights?" And I'm like, "What lights are you talking? The camera lights?"
yeah.
I think last night I was eating something and you kind of
Who made
didn't
the
like how I
lights?
was kicking my legs while I was eating.
It's nachos.
Remember? Well, it was nachos. Yeah, remember that?
I don't remember.
I was eating the nachos and I was like dancing and you hated it. Remember?
No.
You were like this.
Jamie, the child, flees from Michael Myers. She meets up with Loomis. They take shelter in a school. Michael attacks Loomis.
If you're a small child and you're in trouble, what you want to do is you want to find a
Stranger.
deeply scarred, manic-looking old bald man in a trench coat.
Balding.
You want to run up to him. when he looks at his worst. And if he's screaming about nonsense, go with him. And that's just a tip for any kids that are watching. We do have a lot of child viewers.
Yeah, especially the franchise flashbacks.
Can I rephrase what I just said? Because I said we have a lot of child viewers.
No, I mean...
And that sounds like they view children.
Yeah, well, we have one.
We have a child viewer here, yeah.
Loomis
There
gets...
were 2 pointed at you, so
Yeah.
you lose. You're the pedophile. Sorry. And that'll do it for tonight's game.
I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to zoom in on this angle and cut him out of it.
Yeah, don't go with child viewers.
Yeah.
No. All right. So anyway, they go into the school.
Loomis gets beat up, thrown through a plate glass door. The mob
Was
shows
that Michael?
up. Yeah.
Michael beat him up, but
Yep.
didn't kill him.
Nope.
He went,
Yeah,
oh,
you gotta
you're
say-
That's his
gonna be in
friend.
the
You
next
gotta
one.
you gotta say who does these things. 'Cause it's very confusing. You say this person was killed. It's like who did it?
Yeah. Could be anyone.
Well, no, he said beat up.
I know.
Loomis.
He also said menaced earlier. And we gotta say by Michael Myers.
Jamie falls down some stairs. Michael is menacing her. Rachel reappears. Fire extinguisher sprays it at Michael. He's confused. She escapes. They find townsfolk outside and they
Yep.
say, "We're going to drive you to the next town over where there's help."
Hold on, hold on.
Because
Cross
we
state
forgot
line.
one thing. I think though.
because there's no police presence still in this town.
I think you forgot one
And
thing.
cops didn't come
I've
over
forgotten
from the
many
other town.
things.
So
From
basically,
the other town. No one's come.
No one has come. No.
So the mob is like they're driving around. Tell me if this is right.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
And they're like, there he is, and they all kill him and kill him and kill him and kill him, and they're just like, they look in the bush, they're like, and it wasn't him at all.
They just killed a stranger.
They just killed
like a
again.
different townsfolk.
So this
Yeah.
happened
and it was
again.
Ben Tramer's sister.
No, it was
Oh,
not.
the Tramers are having a bad Halloween
It was
season.
Jen Tramer.
Jen Tramer.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Ben Tramer's sister Jen Tramer.
Yes.
Oh
But
no!
they-
Don't
they-
tell me his
but they
older
seriously-
brother Ken.
They seriously
Yeah.
do like pump like a bush full of like bullets. And they look at it
Yeah.
and they're like,
They're like, "Oh, that was old Tom," you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do love that, like the next town over, the police department in the next town over,
They have not
is like, hey,
responded.
did you hear?
No stadies.
You hear everybody over in Haddonfield, all the police officers? You know, the guys that we know. We have the softball team. They're all dead, huh? Well,
I mean, they have their
they're
own
gonna have
stuff to
to
deal
rehire
with.
But I will
people.
say
Oh,
this
no.
about them.
Sheriff's gonna have to rehire a lot of people. Let's not go over there.
The town, one town over,
Yeah.
Crystal Lake.
Oh, they're busy.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
busy with their own stuff. We got
Yeah.
our own stuff.
Usually, it's around the summer that they get busy.
Yeah, that's right.
The townsfolk are driving Rachel and Jamie to safety. They meet a trooper on the road. He says, "Hey, there's a substation just up the road. You'll be perfectly safe." However, hiding under the truck, Michael Myers.
This is the weirdest
The whole
part.
time.
This is one of the weirdest things in the movie is that like they drive away from the school. There's no indication at all that he's even left the school.
Right.
And they're driving for so long, and then like in the back of the pickup truck, a hand just comes up and he starts climbing up. And there's two guys.
That's him holding on, like sweating and going, "Not yet, not
Yep.
yet."
And then there's two guys in
3
the back
more
of the pickup
miles.
truck that are like standing up, and they're
Yeah.
like, and there's a truck is driving.
Yeah, yeah.
And he comes up from behind, and he starts killing them, and the people are driving the cab. They're like,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
don't even notice it.
Yeah.
Very strange.
So he kills them. That they're trying to escape. I think Rachel eventually has to drive. She jams on the brakes. Michael goes flying off the top of the truck.
Real goof.
Oh yeah, hilarious.
Trickster.
You hear,
State
it's the one
police
time
show.
he talks and you hear him go, "Whoops," as he goes past the windshield. He goes, "Whoops."
She like hits him with the truck. He
Yeah.
goes back into like the kind of a ditch, and like the police show up. The rest of the townsfolk show up, and Jamie walks over to Michael and she touches his hands, and we get some flashes on the screen. We're not really sure what's going on, but they're like, Jamie, get down, and she ducks, and they fill him full of lead.
Yeah, light him up, boys.
And they definitely do.
Rat-a-tat-a-tat-a.
And I
Yeah.
believe something explodes somehow, and he falls down
balls.
like
Oh no! Here's what happened. I love this part.
Yeah.
So basically, they're like, "Get him!" and they all shoot him, and he's like, "Dish, dish, dish," and it shows it for like minutes.
Put
like,
your hands down.
Like it's like, dish, 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 and he's like getting killed. It
Yeah.
shows it for so long, and he falls back into like a mine,
a
and
mine,
and then
Yeah.
they go
like a coal mine.
like
Yeah.
a coal mine, and then they have this big dynamite bundle, and they're like. And they drop it down the mine and it explodes. And they're like, thank God that's over.
Let's
with.
never check.
Yeah. And so that happens. And then
they take Jamie home, and like her adoptive parents are consoling her, and then
we really
we
picked a bad one, didn't we?
then we get
the parents are like, "We got a lemon here."
well, it's about to get more sour. because she.
I remember this. I know this. I know this.
Another
this
POV
is the last part.
shot
This is
holding,
yeah.
I think, scissors or
Puts the mask down. You see from inside a mask
Yeah.
again, just like Halloween 1.
Yeah.
and it's a pair of scissors, and it stabs the mom. And Loomis, who has apparently gone to this house to follow up, and he realized what happens. He's screaming, "No, no, no!" He tries to shoot 9-year-old Jamie.
Yeah.
Sheriff Meeker stops him. Loomis starts crying.
And you see Jamie at the top of the stairs, similar clown suit.
Yeah, holding the
bloody
knife,
scissors,
yeah.
bloody
Yeah.
knife or scissors. And it's like,
Yeah.
no. And it shows her again. And so she has apparently taken up the mantle.
Yeah. The
Of
movie
Eminem, Michael
the
Myers.
idea of him transferring his evil
Right.
to her is dumb as hell.
Oh.
I hate it. However, I do like the one image I like in that is, and that's why I actually know this because I saw this one part. I like the image of this child has done this. Loomis knows the background of Michael Myers and all that stuff. The fact that he's like, end it now.
Yeah.
I like that idea. I really do
too.
like I trust me, it's better this way.
Yes,
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they didn't do it. They
Yeah.
didn't kill the child.
No. And so that's how the movie ends. So let's talk about this. How many people did he kill?
Just like the movie Problem Child.
Thanks, Democrats.
So what's up? Kills.
All
How
right,
many
let me flip back to Screen Rant here. 19 kills.
19.
19
Oh,
kills
19.
in
So that's
Halloween 4. So we're at
35.
35.
I am tired.
35.
This is exhausting.
Can we
Oh,
order a
it's-
pizza here?
I don't know if we're allowed.
Now,
Kills.
Now, would we
35 kills.
Now, would we say he died in this?
He got shot a lot.
And he fell into a mine, and then he
and
exploded
then
with
got
dynamite.
dynamite.
Here's
thrown on
the
him.
problem. Here's the problem. When we talk about did the killer that embodies all evil die at the end of a movie of a clear franchise?
Right.
It's at a point now where like I don't care how many times you kill like Freddy,
Yep.
he's coming back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Put it 2.
Really?
Yes. We got to count how many times he dies.
But how about this? How many times do these idiots think he died?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
How many times
Yeah.
do these idiots in Haddonfield?
How about this? Perceived deaths.
Yep.
All right, so find a P.
Oh no.
All right. And
It's still 0.
yeah, we're still
Wait,
at.
hold on. There was a deleted scene? No?
No
Okay.
deleted scene in this one.
There was a blooper,
Yes. Yeah,
but the
it
sheriff got a nutsack.
Yeah,
Chuck.
didn't make the cut.
It was so rough.
Halloween 5.
Halloween 5, Chuck is changing it. Halloween 5 is subtitled The Revenge of Michael Myers. And the revenge is that the movie exists. The victim of this revenge is everyone.
Hold on. Wait, what do we say for Halloween 4?
Halloween 4.
Thumbs middle.
Thumbs down. I think I gave it 1 star on Letterboxd.
I don't like that you keep.
Hey! I told you not to affect the rating.
I don't like that you say thumbs middle because it sounds like a name. It sounds like an old timey folk guy. Hey everybody, I'm Thumbs Middle. It's like why do they call him that? It's like he got his fingers blown off in
All right,
the war. And
we
you know
are-
he plays guitar with his thumb.
We are 1 hour and 54 minutes into this.
Fuck.
So
Fuck me.
Halloween 5. That's Jamie on the front.
Yeah. How many are there?
12.
Halloween 5, Michael Myers has been shot, fell down, mine shaft, exploded.
No, just fell down. He's been shot. He fell down.
He fell down
Ah,
and exploded.
Hold on. But here's what
my knee.
But here's what's ingenious about Halloween 5. They show us what happens when he falls down the well. So he fell down the well.
Mine. The mine.
Your face.
Not a well.
Hold on. He fell down the well.
Mine.
And Ray,
Yeah.
stop adjusting. Stop fidget.
I gotta fix it because it wouldn't get lower.
So he fell down the well,
Mine.
right?
Okay.
And then he sneakily snuck out.
Okay. When everybody wasn't looking.
Yeah, before the dynamite was dropped down, he
Before
crawled
the
away.
dynamite
Then
was
he-
dropped
Then
down.
they dropped the dynamite. It was immediate. He snuck up. He knew it. He could tell that they were thinking that.
After they're like pew 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 pew. Daryl, get the dynamite.
Yes.
And that's when he's like,
Dynamite.
he
Dynamite.
takes
My
his
one weakness.
yeah, he takes the mask off and he comes out. He puts his hands in his pockets. He's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, hey, let's throw dynamite down there.
Daryl. Yeah.
And he's like,
I'm
I gotta go.
I'm a townsfolk.
Yeah.
So I'm a
I'm a
townsfolk.
dumb hick like you.
So he crawls out, but he's hurt.
Oh, he's so hurt.
So he
yeah.
falls into the.
You know what? I think his ego is hurt more than
He
anything.
Oh,
falls
yeah.
into the
Yeah.
river and he starts floating away, right?
Yeah.
And then he floats, and then he gets to a bridge, and he gets
A dam or a bridge.
he gets
A
to
damn bridge.
A dam.
That damn bridge.
He gets there, and he gets on a platform, and there's a hobo with a parrot, and the hobo's cooking beans.
no.
Is
this real?
He's not joking.
What's the parrot's name?
I don't know if they
It's
named.
like Skibbos.
yeah.
Okay, because
It's like
I don't know
Birdie.
anything about. I don't know
This is
anything
true.
about Five.
I'm not gonna lie.
This sounds insane. And here's the problem.
Hold on.
I'm now fully like overtired and punchy.
Yeah, I'll punch.
And we're getting to a place where you're telling me immediately following 4, he floats down a river and then meets a hobo
Is-
with a parrot.
Is saved by an elderly hermit.
So hold on.
With a parrot.
Is this Dennis the Menace?
No, so basically, Michael Myers is like, man, I am hurt. Just think of this. I am hurting, and he goes to like get help from this hobo with the parrot, and he's like,
Well, we went to get help from the parrot.
so he
Yes.
went to go reach for him,
Who happened
and he
to be
kind
with
of
the hobo.
just collapses in front of the hobo. The hobo's like,
Yeah.
I gotta help this guy.
Yeah.
This guy needs my help.
He's got trusting bullets for eyes.
And so the hobo like nurses him back to health for 364 days.
Literally, nurses.
364
Yeah.
days.
From the
Take
teat.
my teat.
No,
Take
no.
my teat.
But so
Come
for-
on, Mikey.
so-
Good boy.
so-
Good boy.
So pay attention.
How long?
364 days. Unfortunately,
That one day short.
you're gonna lead. Guess where we
He
end
had a
up on.
calendar. He had a calendar. He
Yeah.
crossed out the 29,
Yeah.
So
the 30.
So Michael Myers regains consciousness on October 31st,
Eyes open.
right? Yes.
R.I.P. the hobo. Meanwhile, Jamie.
How
So
does he
when
kill
he
him?
woke up, he
I
just
think
killed the
he
hobo?
just-
He's like crushed him or
Yeah.
whatever did.
Oh, but the hobo
I know.
the
Yep.
hobo
He
gave
was
him
nice.
life.
Yep.
He's evil.
Jamie
evil.
is in
Now
a
I don't
children's
like Michael.
hospital.
Jamie's in a
She's mute because
mute
of the
now.
trauma that she's gone through.
Yeah.
With her uncle
and she
trying to
sees.
murder her.
I think she sees in her brain him killing the hobo.
Yeah, she has
She has
a
like
weird
vision. She's
telepathic
connected
link.
psychically.
This
Yeah.
sucks.
No, it's great.
Well, you know who's interested in this psychic link?
Oh, I can take one guess.
Dr. Samuel Loomis.
I am
You're
shocked.
telling me. Tell me. Look at me in the eyes. Look at me right here. If you had a patient who got out and killed 35 people and died twice, you wouldn't be interested in what's going on here.
That's fair. I would be like, wow, I'm a terrible doctor.
No, you're not. You killed him 2 times. That's more than most people kill their patients.
I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think a doctor
know,
should
that's a
kill their
violation of the
patients.
Hippocratic
Oath. Yeah.
So Loomis, using only like his sort of knowledge of this sort of telepathic link, is like, "Hey, Sheriff Meeker, you know who's coming back this year?" And Meeker is like, "No way." But unbeknownst to Meeker, Michael's back in town, kills the sister
all
Rachel.
the kids in this town must be like, this town sucks. Halloween is always the worst. Like my parents won't let me go trick or treating. Somebody dies every
I
day.
always forget nutsack shocks.
kills the sister, kills like a boyfriend, like a cool dude boyfriend.
Yeah.
And the girlfriend had given him a mask. So Michael puts on the mask and drives up, picks her up, and she's like, "Oh, you're wearing my mask."
And she's like, don't be mad at me. And he's like not talking. And she's like, why are you giving me the silent treatment? You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing.
Why are they selling the mask?
No, it's a
This is
different
a different mask.
It's a different
Different
mask.
mask.
It's
Yeah.
like a Richard Nixon mask almost.
Yeah.
It
It's a
kind of like
different mask.
Well, he's not. He's. Remember, I said he's a trickster. He's tricking her. He wants to pick her up and be like, "Oh, I'm your boyfriend." But if he wore the Michael Myers mask, they would know he's Michael Myers.
Yep. Yep, I know. It just gets worse.
If you live in this town and somebody shows up with a big, like they're a fairly large build, and they're wearing a mask, you don't just assume. In this town, in Haddonfield, you go, take the mask off. I need to see who you are.
Or talk. Just,
Okay, fine,
Or
great.
just say a word. Because
Just
he
say,
never says a word.
Just say anything.
Yeah, just say
Go
any
ahead.
word. Continue.
And so they,
Ah.
Jamie is like, "Oh, I have to warn my sister's friend that she's about to get killed." She regains the ability to speak through.
Convenient.
Yeah, very. So they go out to like the woods to warn everyone like Michael is coming.
See, it's people like Jamie that give neurodivergent people a bad name, right?
Yeah. So Tina is the older girl that that Jamie wants to help. Tina's friends, Sam and I think Spitz, that's what's written down, go off into a barn
they
to have
get that
sex.
nickname?
Michael kills them, impales one with a pitchfork, I think. I think, and that choke's the other one.
Is he still Nixon?
Oh, no, sorry. Decapitates Sam with a scythe.
Okay, but is he still Nixon?
No,
No.
Where did the mask?
We're not
How did
really
he get
sure.
it?
Not really clear.
I don't remember.
See, this is the thing. This is the thing I don't understand. Like at this point, you got to be like,
I think he got
he
it.
always has this one particular mask.
Yep.
They do. They eventually. We'll get there. We'll get
Eventually,
there.
he's got a dirty mask.
The idea, the idea is that I think that the Michael Myers mask, which was originally a William Shatner mask, I think it's supposed to be a very common Halloween mask in this continuity of
world.
movies.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
But even then, you'd stop making them
I think
or
so.
selling them.
Tina goes to tell the police that are trying to bust this party that my friends were just murdered in the barn. Police are dead.
Oh no!
And they were like
Off-screen.
weird comic relief cops.
So here's what happens: the first time they walk up to the camera, like close to the camera to talk to a thing, you hear like, and it's like this silly, funny, goofy music.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason I think this is right is they had this weird French director. Does this
Yeah.
sound right? And like in the script, it's like the cops are bumbling, and he's like, I don't know how to get this across, so he just put this cartoonish music in. So when they talk,
And
they're
I think one says we should break up that party. We're not really good cops. Like it's something that on the nose. It's insane.
It's great.
Some of the choices
very
that are made.
strange.
Brad, this is getting less fun, Brad.
Oh, it will get less fun.
No way.
Don't say that.
No, it gets better and gooder.
Tina, Jamie and her friend Billy, blah, blah, blah. Michael chases Jamie in a car, crashes into a tree. Tina sacrifices
He's
herself
bad at driving.
to allow Jamie and Billy time to escape. And this is I don't know if there was a goblin costume contest at the children's hospital.
It says like goblin. It says like goblin costume contest.
Yeah, and so it
but it means like you guys are little goblins. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean you have to dress like a goblin.
No. And it
There's
doesn't mean
one
that you are a
kid in
goblin.
the hospital. They're like, "You're all set. You don't even have to wear it."
Yeah.
Are you sure I'll put on makeup?
Yeah.
No, it's at 8. It's at 8:00, and I don't think you'll be.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
fine. Don't
Yeah,
worry
yeah.
about it. Don't
Loomis,
worry.
being a smart guy, has set up a trap at the old Myers place.
Ooh, he's got a bear trap.
Right. And he is ready. But then
At
they
this
get
point, he is Elmer Fudd.
all the police are hiding. Like they're waiting. As soon as we see him, we're going to find him. We're going to capture him. We're going to kill him. We're going to make sure he doesn't come back.
Yeah.
They get a call. Michael's broken into the clinic, like the children's clinic. and
Oh,
so all the police leave the Myers house. Schemester.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
He zigs when you think he's gonna zag.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
Michael.
He kills the trooper outside. He enters the house. Loomis tries to reason with him. He's like, "Hey, I'm your doctor. Remember, like all the shots I gave you.
I'm
like,
your friend.
You
Yeah.
had a lollipop
Remember
after
when we
every
watched
visit."
Footloose and we started dancing?
Yeah.
That was fun.
And remember when we watched Flashdance? We started dancing.
Remember when we watched Schindler's List? We started dancing.
They had made a big deal of like a laundry shoot earlier. Like Loomis, when he was inspecting the house,
Hell
like
yeah.
looked down.
An iron?
Well, you'd
Was
think,
it an
but
iron?
nope.
Clothes iron?
Jamie is hiding in the basement, and she like climbs up through the laundry chute, and Michael's like reaching to
Yeah,
try
he
and get her.
can't
It's
get
pretty
That's decent,
claustrophobic.
yeah.
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 So Michael like stabs through it. She finds the body of Max the dog. She finds other bodies.
The dog?
Jamie calls him uncle, and she takes off the mask. But when she touches his face, he goes crazy, loses it.
Basically, she's like, please, I love you. You're my family, or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And she
yeah.
like, almost like, is it a trick? You think?
A little bit.
Half trick.
Well, she's connected
Right.
psychically to him.
Yeah.
True.
So I don't think she could trick him.
She flees. Loomis shoots Michael, but shoots him with a tranquilizer dart, drops a steel net onto him, beats him with a wooden plank. And then
At that point, why the dart? Why the dart?
here's the
right?
problem. Then Loomis like is fatigued or has a stroke or something,
Yeah.
falls on top of Michael, who he has just beaten. I don't even remember this. And I watched this movie like a week and a half ago.
I don't know if this is true. I don't
Michael-
remember.
Michael's taken into
Trank
custody.
him, then I'm gonna beat him. Then I'm gonna fall on top of him.
Michael's taken into custody. Now, at different points in this movie, we have seen mysterious, like silver-tipped black boots.
Now, also, yeah, we saw a guy get off the bus. He got off a bus. He's
don't
cloaked
see his
in
face.
black. He has like
Don't
a
see his
cowboy
face.
hat that's black and a black overcoat. No explanation.
Dog the bounty hunter.
We never know who he is. He kicks a dog, if that's what you're talking about. He does kick a dog.
That's how he got the nickname Dog the Bounty
That's
Hunter.
correct.
Yeah. So we keep seeing this guy.
It's
and
mystery.
I'll call him the man in black.
Yeah.
Because he's wearing black.
Okay.
And he's a man. And so, yeah,
Yes.
all right, Michael has been taken to prison. Clearly, like that, he's there's no way he can get out. Jamie's going to be safe. She says Michael will never die. The officer goes to take Jamie home. Mysterious man in black arrives, causes an explosion at the police station.
Another
the officer
explosion.
rushes inside, says, "Jamie, stay with the car." Officer leaves, a 9-year-old child alone.
Quick
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
Are there any like memorial plaques outside of the police station?
At this point,
'Cause
it's
the
made of
the-
memorial plaques.
The entire department's been wiped out multiple
Multiple
Halloween.
times.
Right? Like, do not apply to be a police officer in Haddonfield. You will get
Yeah.
wiped the fuck out. Some guy's just like, I'm just the dare officer.
Someone's like, maybe I'll wait till November.
Yeah.
Jamie, having been left alone in this police car, is like, I should probably go investigate. I'm 10 years old. Clearly, the right thing for me to do is to take matters in my own. She goes
Yeah, she
inside.
pops a cigarette in her mouth. She
Yeah.
lights. She's like, God damn it, and goes inside. Yeah, right.
2 days from retirement.
Yeah.
Goes back in. Michael's cell is open.
Oh no!
And she breaks down because now he is free.
again.
End of
again.
movie.
End of movie.
I'll
That's
give
it.
I'll give it a solid thumbs middle.
Thumbs way down. I don't want to say this was the worst because things get way worse, but I gave this 1/2 of a star.
I love this review show that I'm watching. Where at the end, like, I imagine like a quick 30-second description, and then we come to it, and every single movie is always thumbs middle and then thumbs down, and that's every single movie ever that you guys ever review.
It's so bad.
Every movie you review, you're like thumbs middle. I'm gonna give that a strong thumbs middle. That's as close as you get to reviewing. You would go a strong thumbs middle, or it's like a weak thumbs middle, but it's a thumbs middle.
No, I gave Halloween 1 and 3 a thumbs up.
I know, but I like the idea of constantly thumbs middle.
I think thumbs middle is a good
Because
winner.
it's not even an opinion. I love that. Sheila, the movie slut, she watches that reviewer all the time. He gets me. He understands. I like movies that are just thumbs middle.
Thumbs middle.
There's no such thing as a thumbs down movie. There were 20 more kills in this film, so we were at 55.
And Michael Myers, I'd say he did not die in this one.
The Screen Rant says, Loomis was supposed to have died, which would have been 21, but spoiler alert, he comes back.
55. How many nutsack shocks?
You know what? Let me check the Screen Rant article.
Yeah.
We're still at 0 nutsack shocks through 5 Halloween films.
I can't kill 55
Yeah.
Okay.
Sammy Hagar.
All right. So this is the last one we're going to be doing
for the night.
for part 1.
Oh.
Okay, Halloween 5.
Done.
Go between the two of us, got an average of thumbs middle.
Do you know how averages work?
Next up,
Halloween's-
Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers.
Now, it's not called Halloween 6, The Curse
Right,
of Michael
right.
Myers.
We're
It's
getting
just
we're
called
getting
Halloween,
a little bit of a reset.
The
yeah.
Curse of Michael Myers, but it's
Can we order pizza for real though?
this takes place 6 years after Halloween 5. Jamie,
Which is 10 years after Halloween 4. No, 3.
No,
2.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 years after Halloween 2, and then 6 years after that. So it's been 16 years.
Yeah, Jamie is 15.
Yeah.
And she
Ooh, right in your range.
gives birth to a child
Oh.
to open the movie.
Michael Myers banged her.
And
Wait, what? What?
the man in black takes the baby and
Okay.
is going to take it away. But later, a kindly nurse is like, you shouldn't have had to give birth to that baby and then give it away. You're just 15. Let me help you escape this cult of druids. So Jamie and the kid flee, stolen pickup truck. Michael's pursuing. Our pal Loom,
Yes.
Loomis.
he's retired.
Well, hold on, I'll make
All
you.
right.
I'll make you more interested. This movie stars Paul Rudd as Tommy Doyle, the little baby that was being babysat by Laurie Strode in Halloween 1.
Jesus, they're pulling, huh?
Yep.
They're pulling out all the stops. Is that what you're saying?
That's like Disney owning Star Wars level of like, you know that one scene? Here's a series. Right? Like it's that. It's like, you know that baby? He's all grown up.
Hey, you know what? If back in 1986, 7, 8, 9, 10, I would say Paul Rudd is a star. Let's make a movie with him, and you would pass on him? Nope. Paul Rudd is a star to me.
Dr. Loomis is in his cabin. He's visited by his friend, who is the administrator of the Ocean Grove Sanitarium.
He doesn't have a friend.
Dr. Terrence Wynn.
Terrence Wynn.
Okay, T-Win, twin.
He says, hey, Loomis, I want you to come back and work at the sanitarium. But then Jamie...
You're such a good doctor.
Jamie has, she's found a payphone, and the DJ is like hosting stories about Michael Myers for some reason, and Jamie calls in.
What?
She's like, hey, I escaped.
The
Please
radio
help
DJ.
me.
The radio DJ. You didn't explain.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I figured it was a radio DJ. I know. I thought this was at a roller rink, and the DJ.
I thought it was a rave.
Which is like, all right, couples only here listening to this story about how Michael Myers killed my mom.
She calls. She's like, please help. And Loomis hears it, and he's like, I have to go help her.
Yeah.
But then Michael catches up with her, kills Jamie, but then looks for the baby. Baby's not there.
So basically,
Jamie's dead?
So basically, what's happened?
Jamie is now dead. Yes.
What happened was,
Okay.
all we know is that Michael Myers, Jamie, were taken by a man in black, taken into custody of some kind of like culty place. She had a baby. She escaped. Michael Myers chased after her, was able to successfully kill her, but the baby is missing.
Okay.
And so we don't know where the baby
You
is.
blurted out Michael Myers fucked her.
That's the implication.
I was wondering if it was going to be cleared up, but then you blurted that out, and I wasn't. So is that for real? What's supposed to have happened?
I think so. Yeah.
Isn't that his literal niece
14-year-old.
and also a child?
Yep.
But look at how many
Now
kills
I
he
don't
has.
know who to blame though, because it's Michael Myers. He's evil,
It's not Loomis's fault.
but the druids wanted this.
Well, sort of.
I hate.
You're gonna
this.
find out.
I hate this.
You're gonna find out.
Tommy Doyle, Paul Rudd, is like
T-Doyle.
a recluse. And you know what? I mentioned earlier an abusive family. This is the movie with the abusive family. They're relatives of the Strodes. It's Kara Strode, her 6-year-old son Danny, her teenage brother Tim, the caring mother Deborah, and the abusive father John.
And by the way, he's giving you this explanation. It's not like you have to remember all these characters.
no.
Conspiracy. They're not important to the story.
But the little boy Danny is like sort of having visions of like the man in black, and he's like being groomed
going
to be the
red
next
rum,
Michael Myers.
red
Yeah, a little
rum.
bit. And like the father like hits one of the
mom.
kids, the mom,
Okay.
and the little boy, like you see him like
You see him like go to stab the dad, but he holds a knife to him, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, is this guy evil? But wait a minute, he's defending his mom.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
dad hit him, so is he good? Is he bad? Is he
Right.
Michael Myers?
Tommy tracks down the baby. Like he followed a blood trail at the bus station and finds this
human baby.
Yeah,
the
human
baby, because Jamie, before she was killed by Michael Myers, she hid the baby in the bathroom somewhere so that Michael Myers would not be able to get the baby.
Okay.
So Tommy finds the baby, takes it to the hospital. At the hospital, runs into our pal, Dr. Samuel Loomis. Tommy then somehow is granted custody of the baby and takes the baby, goes back to the house. I didn't realize how weird that was until I just read it now.
He's not granted custody. He goes to the hospital because he wants to give the baby up. And then what happens is, I think people already know him as a maniac, and
Yeah.
so they start saying something to him, and he gets nervous and leaves.
Yeah.
They don't grant him custody. He just continues to keep the baby,
Yeah.
as opposed to giving him up. He grants himself custody of
Yeah.
the baby, essentially.
I hereby grant custody of this baby to myself.
Now, what's funny is Loomis is at the hospital too, but there's not an explanation in the movie. However, there is an explanation in the director's cut.
we're gonna go through this.
We have to talk about that at the end of this movie.
The mom, the caring mom that was slapped earlier, is like hanging up. She's like doing tasks around the house, gets warned about Michael, and like starts to try and leave. Michael shows up, and somehow in the backyard, like he murders her. You see blood splash on the hanging laundry. It's
Yeah.
very artistic.
Yeah.
So she's dead.
D'Argento-esque.
Yeah,
Argento.
Tommy
Argento.
Tommy runs into Danny.
Dario Argento.
Dario.
Kara comes home. Kara Strode comes home. Can't find anyone. Eventually, like Tommy is hanging out with Danny in Danny's room, and she's like, "Oh, of course, my reclusive neighbor is with my little brother in his room, and can't find my mom either." But this is where we learn that Michael has probably been inflicted with Thorn, an ancient druid curse that causes him to kill his bloodline on Halloween night, and believes that Jamie's baby will be Michael's final sacrifice.
So here's what's. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I will spoiler. I give this movie like a thumbs middle, but
Ask me where my thumb goes.
Where it goes?
All the way
if you
down.
don't start giving it thumbs up, then you're not gonna like where my thumb goes.
Yeah. My thumb goes all the way down.
All the way down. It really is.
So anyways, here's one thing I don't get. So basically, they're looking
I
it
don't
up.
get why we're doing this.
Paul Rudd's at the computer, right?
Yeah.
And he's looking up the Cult of Thorn and the
Sure.
runes.
Oh wait, when is this? When is this? When did this movie come out?
Mid-90s.
95,
Oh
96.
no! Yeah, so he's on the computer. Oh, the websites must look so terrible.
They
they look
did.
great.
And they're like animated. You know what I mean?
They look thumbs middle, but
How
like,
much like rock was in this movie?
No,
Stop.
Not enough.
Stop making it bad. So anyway,
Is that you saying that to the director?
so what happens is, this is what I want to point out. He says, and I want to point this out to you too. He's basically like, he says the runes, like this. Basically, in Halloween 5, one thing that we left out is that you see that there's a tattoo on Michael's wrist for the first time. It's never been shown.
Okay.
And in the house, in Michael Myers' house, it's actually spray painted as well. It's like basically a sideways triangle with extended lines up and down. And in this, Paul Rudd looks this symbol up. I think the symbol is on the baby, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's why he's looking it up. And he's like, it means a rune. And every 31st, this old thing, one family had to sacrifice their baby to save the town or something, to save their tribe, I think is the word to use. And that's what this is. But it doesn't make any sense in terms of what Michael Myers has actually done. Even if you look back where it's like, he tried to kill his sister, then he's trying to kill his niece, then he bangs his niece, then they have another baby. All these different things. It's like,
What if it was artificial insemination?
okay. Well, they do. I'm going to get to that. But basically, to me, it never made sense as to how this actually fits in. Like, they put it in to be like, here's why he's like this. But the description doesn't make any sense to me.
No,
It sucks.
And
yes,
so, anyway.
it does.
So, but the idea that they try to put forth there is that that's why he's unkillable. That's why he's like evil personified. And his purpose this Halloween is to kill his final bloodline relative, which is this little baby. But why would he make the baby with his niece, if only to kill? Why would he just kill his niece?
The druids made it.
They made him make it.
Because wasn't he like captured by them and she was captured
And
by
they
them?
made, but why would they make him, like, what does it do for them?
Because
to
they're
make
druid, they're the bad cult.
I know.
They're just
I don't,
an evil,
I don't understand. If
random
someone's
blank
watching
bad.
this, please write in funbearablepod@gmail.com. Why did they make him bang his niece to have a baby to then kill the baby in the runes?
Because it's a trick.
Also,
on
the
the children.
if Danny is also somehow being imbued with the power of Thorn, very confusing. But who's got time for that when there's a community college party to go to, along with a shock jock there on stage? And basically, they go through, and he's like, wait, this is the town where Michael Myers, like, you live in the house where Michael Myers grew up?
The shock jock asked the kid.
Yeah, and the kid's like, well, yeah. And he's like, we're going to move there. We're going to do a remote from there instead of this party I was hired to be at.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And so
okay.
they start making their way over there. People are killed, left, including the shock jock. People are killed, like, at the party, even before they get to the house. Then they get to the house, and they're like, hey, where is everyone? And there's more kills. They learned that Mrs. Blankenship, the owner of the boarding house where Paul Rudd lives, she is affiliated with the Cult of Thorn. We learn that the man in black is Dr. Wynn, the head of the sanitarium.
Friend.
Oh, no.
And they
Twist.
have been studying Michael for years because they want to learn about the power of Thorn and how to use it for themselves.
And the movie,
Okay.
it really gets weird.
What would you get?
This is what's so weird. So what happens
Power?
is, it's very strange. And tell me if I'm correct. Essentially, Paul Rudd sneaks into the Cult of Thorn's like headquarters, which is a hospital.
Yeah.
And they're all getting ready to do some kind of surgery or something.
Yeah.
Or some kind of operation on the baby, maybe. And what happens is
Maybe?
Michael Myers is Michael Myers is like hanging out there, like with them. But then he's like looking around and he sees like a big knife and he looks at it. And then he kills all the people in the cult, including this guy, Wynn. And it's almost like his urge to kill is stronger than his want to join this group. And
Just when I
and
found a new friend group that finally
and so
understood
I don't
me.
understand it. And then Paul Rudd basically has like a showdown with him. Paul Rudd, the girl,
Yeah.
the
Well,
baby.
yeah. Tommy and Loomis
None of this is making sense
are
to me.
drugged, and by the cult, and they wake up. Loomis, blah blah blah. Stephen is implied to be the successful result of experiments to clone Michael's pure evil. So maybe he didn't actually have sex with.
No,
his
it's
niece.
kind of, this is up in the air because they never say that.
Right.
But when they wake up, they see babies in test tubes. And so they kind of put that in to be like, well, maybe he didn't bang her. Who knows?
Yeah.
So Michael Myers just turns on them, right?
Yeah, turns on the cult.
He turns
kills a
on the
bunch of them.
cult, and they have a showdown. And Michael Myers is trying to kill Tommy and Loomis. And Paul Rudd takes these syringes,
Like 6 of them.
like 6, and you don't know what they are, but they're green. And he stabs Michael Myers in the neck.
Of course they're green. They have to be green.
And Michael Myers is like holding his neck, and he's trying to get him. But Michael Myers
Yeah.
is kind of weakened by this.
I mean, Danny is hiding behind some things. Kara is around.
Yeah. And
you know,
Paul Rudd is like, I'm going to inject him with Ecto Cooler.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, then like when he's like falling down, Paul Rudd takes like a 2x4,
yeah.
and he basically like beats Michael
That was
Myers.
in the hospital?
Yeah.
And maybe a piece of like a metal piece of railing.
Yeah,
or something.
like a lead pipe, and he's beating him, and you see quick flashes of Michael Myers being beaten.
Yeah.
He's not bleeding. It's all green. Everything is coming out of him, like the stuff that he injected into him.
Okay.
Which we don't know what that means. And Paul Rudd is like, oh yeah, and he's like happy he beats him. Goes outside.
Yeah, he and Kara and Danny leave, and Loomis is like, I have to go finish this. Goes back inside.
He takes his
You're not gonna
belt
believe
off.
this. You're not gonna-
I got to go finish this.
You're not gonna believe this.
Loomis stays behind to take care of business. Inside, Michael's mask lies alone on the lab floor, and Loomis screams in the background, leaving their fates unknown.
And that's the end of Halloween 6.
Yeah.
I give it a thumbs middle.
Thumbs down.
And the director's cut, real quick, basically was like the original, like what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And why did they change it?
Because it was insane.
Yeah, well, this was even more insane.
Yeah.
It kind of ties up some of the loose ends, but they actually show like a sacrificial moment where it's all the druids around the girl
Yeah.
at the end, and they're on like, she's on like a thing, and Michael Myers is just standing there with them all. Like, it's so bizarre.
Yeah.
And they find out that he can be stopped by like acorns.
Yeah, it's the magic
What?
acorns, like some runic things that kind of look like acorns. And at one point, Paul Rudd like throws them on the ground, and it stops Michael.
You can't go past them, and so he makes a circle around it. So Michael Myers is just frozen, and he can't kill anybody because he's frozen in between the acorns. And then they leave, and it's the same scene where he like Loomis is like, I have to go finish this off, and he goes inside, and Michael Myers is now laying down in the acorns. He's just laying on his back, and Loomis like takes his mask off, and it's Fred Gwynn, and like Michael Myers has essentially switched his body out with him, and so Michael Myers is free, and he tricked him.
That's the director's cut, which we saw. I saw once in 2013, and I'm like, yeah, there were acorns.
Yeah, so I don't. The implication they just did that so that it's like Michael Myers is out there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make any sense because is he actually frozen? Why would he stop killing if he could actually get out and switch his body? None of it makes sense. But here's the thing. That's Halloween 6.
Yeah.
And that's where this timeline ends. And that's where this part 1.
Well, we
the
have one thing left to update.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I mean, I
My
guess 3
living will.
things.
Kills.
17 kills, so we're up to 72 overall
Okay.
kills.
And I'd say he didn't die in this.
The fate is unknown.
All right.
Although he was injected with quite a few corrosive chemicals and then savagely beaten to the point where he is unable to move.
72?
7-2.
That
Yeah.
happened to me. I'm fine.
All right. At the end of this episode of Funbearable Franchise Flashback, Halloween, our kill count for
It's
Michael.
up to
70
how many virgins you get when you go to heaven.
72. Is that a coincidence? No.
Not at all. And
Death-
it all makes sense in Halloween 6.
Deaths 2. Nutsack shocks still at a solid
Still
0.
at 0.
So we're going to wrap it up here. And when we come back,
Raise enthusiasm.
next week,
Zero.
Funbearables Franchise Flashback for Halloween Part 2, where we wrap up the Halloween series. And right now, We're going to eat some pizza, hopefully, or something.
I don't know.
We're so sorry
So sorry.
for being Funbearable.